serve those who serve us. Our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
It looks like you're losing.
I am.
Are you losing weight?
I am losing. I've lost about 10 pounds.
How are you doing it?
It's a funny name, but I've done it with Riduzone. RIDUzone.com, and the stuff works. It's, you get into all that, the molecule this and the found in that. All I can tell you is it makes you feel full, and it keeps your mind off of wanting to overeat.
And also boosts your metabolism, so you're burning more.
Yeah,
Try it today. It's going to work for you like it's worked for Brad and countless other people. Riduzone.com. RIDUzone.com.
Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Doc Thompson. Brad Staggs. The mighty Mojo 50.
I saw John Kerry over the weekend making the rounds. I saw John Kerry, and the only thing that came to mind is, I sure miss B. Arthur. I sure damn do miss B. Remember how much fun she was? B. Arthur. And then there's Maude, and Golden Girls.
Yep.
Look at this. John Kerry. Don't you miss B. Arthur?
Why the long face?
I'm going to go ahead and put a thing. What's he wearing? Remember, she used to wear those long, flowy, colorful,
that's
Golden Girl type gowns?
That's weird.
What is that?
Maybe he's covering up the man boobs.
Is that what it is? The moves?
It could be.
He was making the rounds, and boy, I miss B. Arthur. Sure do. I can only imagine Betty White right now is really confused. I mean, she's up there in age, and she's like, B,
wait.
B, I thought you were dead. B,
all this time.
How come you've been incommunicado last 15 years or so? Got so much to share with you.
So much.
Yeah, so John Kerry was making the rounds because John Kerry has figured out this caravan. He's figured the whole thing out.
Oh, good.
But did you see what happened last night at the border?
Oh, yeah.
Holy
yes
crap.
It's nuts.
The fit hit the shan last night.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, my God. So what happened yesterday was a bunch of the caravanners.
The mothers and the children.
Right. They decided they're going to make a run for it.
Yep. They were hungry for some Taco Bell.
They ran for the border.
They did.
Unbelievable. Stunning that they would do this. It really gives pause to make you believe that, yes, it's not just a bunch of people. I mean, people can be ginned up by one person in the crowd, but you'd actually have to do the math and think about this. How many of these people who do not speak English, that are just mothers of children who are starving, that we're being told, would actually put it together that, hey, if we run for the border, are they really going to shoot us? Just the spectacle alone. I mean, because they're not. They didn't shoot them. They did rubber bullets and tear gas and stuff. But they cannot just.
No.
They're not going to do that.
No.
They can't. It's on TV. They're not going to do that. I mean, you do run the risk of a rogue person or something going wrong that could, be a scandal. But they're not going to do this. So they actually made a run for it, about 500 or so, a couple different angles. One group of them broke through a fence and started going through that until the tear gas flew.
Yeah. Tear gas has a way of slowing you down.
So they're all there. Let's go. Andale, right? And they're there.
Ouch!
Yeah.
Ow!
So they actually go through a fence, and they pull open just enough where they can kind of go through single file. The whole crowd up there, and they start going through the fence, right? 1, 2, 3 in there. And then at one point you hear, and then you see everybody scatter. Well, first you see them scatter, and then they're like, oh, okay, nobody shot. They go back there, they're through the fence, and then all of a sudden, because you're seeing it from the south side of the wall, and they're just going through, and then all of a sudden, one by one, they start coming back through, back through, and then all of a sudden, you see smoke start following them,
and they're like, rubbing their eyes.
Yeah, all right, sorry,
and they shut down the freeway.
They shut down the freeway. All right, here's the thing about shutting down the freeway. I don't care who you are. I don't care if I agree with you. I'm hitting you. I am running your ass over. I'm serious. You're on the freeway. And listen, prosecutors, if you want people prosecuted for running people over that are staging protests on highways, do not pick me to serve on your jury.
No.
Because I don't care the circumstances. I don't care who's in the road for what protest reason. If you're in the highway,
It is not a good place to be.
I am letting that person off. They could run the crowd over, back up, run them over again, get off at the next exit, loop around, and hit them again. And I am acquitting them. Sorry, were they on the highway? Sorry, you're free to go, sir. Have a good day, Mr. Staggs. You're free to go. I am not prosecuting you. I am not going to convict you for this stuff. It's the highway. Yes. Here's a general thought. Just throwing this out there for you. If you don't want to be run over, don't walk in the highway.
Whoa.
Don't walk in the middle of the road.
That's deep. That's deep.
I would say that for any road.
Deep. Yeah.
Definitely a highway, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good tip.
Because, I mean, sometimes people will protest on a city street that's like in front of the mayor's office or something like that. It's, crowds can spill over a little bit. I still think if you're in the road, sorry, you should know there's a likelihood you're going to get hit. But if you're on the highway, I'm absolutely going to run you over. I'm just saying right now. There are crazy effers out there like me that are going to run you over. Have you seen the videos on YouTube?
Of the people
getting run over that are in the road?
No.
There's a whole string of them out there.
Been busy watching dumps.
I got to tell you, folks, it may not be nice or right or moral, but it brings my heart so much joy to see people get run over.
You should not be playing in the freeway.
Right, that's the point. And you'll see these people, they're out there like, no cars. People go flying, and the other people are indignant. How dare you run them over, they say.
It's thinning the herd.
Sorry.
Thinning the herd.
You go there. So, yeah, you crash through. It's on you.
Yeah.
See, it's not like the Border Patrol said, let's go over into Mexico and hurt people. They didn't do that.
No. They didn't.
Here is the border. If you come over here, there's a chance there's going to be trouble for you.
Yes.
And they came over, there was trouble for them. Here's the highway. We all should know that if you're in the road, there's cars there.
Yeah.
That's the reason we have walls up on the highway. The highway is limited exits, all of this stuff.
Yep.
That's on you.
2,000 pounds going 65 miles an hour. It hurts.
It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt you right there. I think most of us know that. Yeah. So, yeah, sorry, that's on you. Now, back to John Kerry. He's figured this entire thing out because a lot of us have been stressed out about the border. It's frustrating that everything is being played out the way it is. But John Kerry understands what's really to blame here, what's really going on. I mean, John Kerry is a learned man. John Kerry is an educated man. John Kerry has traveled. John Kerry has held the highest, some of the highest, but not the highest because he lost. Some of the highest positions in America, right?
Yes.
I'm not talking missionary. I mean like jobs.
Right.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Some of the highest positions in America, and he has figured out the immigration issue. Here it is.
We're going to have climate refugees. Look at Europe. Europe's already...
Climate refugees. They're climate refugees, Brad. They're refugees from the climate.
Right.
Climate, where is that? Is that Botswana? It's neighboring Botswana.
It's near...
East of Liechtenstein. South of Liechtenstein.
No, it could be south of Liechtenstein. You don't want to get into that territory. It's awful messy down there.
It is. You know what it is? It's a quagmire.
It really is.
It's a swamp. It's a mess. No one can figure it out.
Nope.
Those climate refugees from...
South of Liechtenstein.
We're going to have climate refugees. Look at Europe.
They used to say like Russian refugees,
right,
or Panamanian refugees, and now we have.
We're going to have climate refugees. Look at Europe. Europe's already crushed under this.
Think of it. I'm old. I'm down a hole. Crushed under. Think, how can I figure out this still makes sense?
Crushed under this
heavy weight of crushing crushism.
Refugees, look at Europe. Europe's already crushed under this transformation that's taken place because
I was crushed under a transformation once. I had to wait 3 hours for AAA.
Listen, Something heavy is on me. It's on 911. What is your emergency?
I think I have a transformation on top of me.
Is it right on top of you?
Well, partly. It's half of it's on my left side and it hurts. I think it's paralyzed my left kneecap. I'm not sure. It's really heavy. I think it's a transformation.
Stand by, sir. We're sending the jaws of life to free you from underneath that heavy, crushing transition.
Wait a minute. No, it's just Optimus Prime. I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good. It was just a transformer.
False alarm. False alarm.
Mm-hmm.
Already crushed under this transformation that's taken place.
When he says that, he kind of shakes his head in disbelief like he was being dramatic. Listen, I understand what's going on here. I've done this a long time. John Kerry, on top of being a seasoned pro, John Kerry's also old, and he just couldn't come up with where he was going.
Nope.
So he paused, and then to get out of that, he just shook his head in disbelief, like this was planned all along.
Yeah.
I thought these words through. I'm just so upset by this that, yeah.
You know, maybe it took him so long because he was looking down his nose. And that takes a while to look down his nose. It is a long way to go.
Europe's already crushed under this transformation that's taken place because of immigration.
Transformation that's taken place because of immigration.
Can we say? See, there's always been immigration. Mm-hmm. There's always been transformation when it comes to immigration. That has never stopped since the beginning of time. People are immigrating from one place to another.
Yeah.
They're moving about.
That's why they have legs.
Yeah.
So they can move.
He said they're crushed under this transition that's taking place of immigration.
Yeah.
Okay. So what has changed then, right? There it is. Here we go.
Transformation that's taken place because of immigration.
Okay. A little more.
Germany, Angela Merkel, weakened.
Germany, Angela Merkel, reunification, World War II, things I know about Germany. What is this, the $100,000 pyramid?
Volkswagen.
Go.
Mercedes-Benz.
Go.
BMW.
Germany. Is it Germany?
Yes, it is Germany.
You've won $100,000. The password is Germany.
Because of immigration.
Password.
Germany, Angela Merkel, weakened because of it.
The password is Farfignugan.
Germany, Angela Merkel.
Beer, warm beer. I know about warm beer. Hitler.
It's because of immigration.
Listen to this.
Germany, Angela Merkel, weakened.
He's trying to come back from the long pause. Germany, Angela Merkel. Weaken.
Pretzels. Pretzels are German, right? I think they are. I'm going with it.
I knew some people named Snyder back in the day.
It's the big pretzels. You can get at the mall. Those are German. They have to be. They go with beer.
Just throwing crap. Angela Merkel has nothing to do with this right now other than she's the head of Germany.
Look, he's just got to fill 60 minutes and he gets his paycheck for the speech. That's all he's going to do. He didn't say it had to be a good speech. It was just John Kerry speechifying.
There we go.
Because of immigration.
There it is.
Germany, Angela Merkel, weakened because of it. And other places impacted. Italy.
Oh, other places like Italy. Okay.
Significantly impacted its politics.
There might be another place that was impacted by immigration. John, is there someplace else, any place at all that may leap to mind a little sooner than the rest of the world, a little closer to home, like maybe home.
By immigration. Well, imagine what happens.
Okay, that was the end of the
that was
Actually, I do have a little
Damn
bit
it, I want to know what imagine what happens when what?
When what?
When
It's a
we
cliffhanger.
combine beer and Angela Merkel?
It's a cliffhanger. Actually, I have a little bit more because he goes on and on about immigration. Here we go. Ready? And it's specifically climate change.
I'll respond very quickly. We're inviting catastrophe on this planet. I mean, literally. I followed the issue of climate change for 30 years. Al Gore, Tim Wirth, Frank Lautenberg, Jack Hines.
Did you notice he even said Al Gore?
I know.
He didn't say Al Gore.
He said Al Gore.
Al Gore.
Right. What are people that you've known over the course of your life The password is climate.
Did he say I've solved climate change or I saw climate
I
change?
saw her fall. Let's do it again.
Inviting catastrophe on this planet.
Oh, hang on.
Literally.
Darn it.
I followed the issue of climate change for 30 years. Al Gore, Tim Wirth, Frank Lautenberg, Jack Hines, myself, others
Bob Shimwitz.
held the first hearings on climate change in 1988 when Jim Hansen first said to us, this is happening now.
The Muppets knew about it?
Here we are in 2018. And we have a climate-denying president of the United States who pulls us out of the work we did in Paris at a time where every day really matters. Last year, we had 3 storms in the United States that cost us $265 billion.
It's getting worse.
Harvey, Irma, Maria. Maria destroyed Puerto Rico. Harvey dropped, it was supposedly a once in 50,000 year storm. It dropped as much water in 5 days on the Houston, Texas area as flows over Niagara Falls in an entire year.
So
that's a lot of water.
That is. See, here's the thing. He's telling us that we've got to get serious. We've got to take care of this now. He's followed it for 30 years. I mean, Jim Henson, you know, the father of climatology and the father of the Muppets.
I mean,
very diverse.
He did, yes. He gave us Kermit. He gave us climate change.
Prolific in both of those.
Yeah.
That's a guy who said that it was global cooling.
Yes, yeah, we were going the ice age in what was it, 75, 76?
Yes,
we were about to freeze to death.
And then global warming.
Hey.
And then climate change.
We dodged that bullet, didn't we?
So he went ahead and cited that guy and said they followed it for 30 years, and this is why he knows now it's dire, Brad.
Yes.
We've got to do something.
It's dire, very dire. You remember, we ran out of oil in the 70s, too. Oh, wait.
Shouldn't it have already come to pass if it's been 30 years you've been following it?
You'd think. You would think. 30 years is a long time, especially on the planetary scale of gazillions of years.
It's coming. It's
Yes,
coming
it is.
any day now. Any day.
Yep.
We've got to take care of things now.
Yeah.
And we didn't take care of things now. So it's now.
Now.
Now's the new now. This is now. It's not the then now. It's the now now.
It's I mean, now, look, now just went by. And now it's now again.
So there you go. That's what's going on the border.
Yeah.
If only the weather was better in Central America.
Yeah. Yes, they're climate refugees. I mean, don't worry about the guns and the oppressive dictators. It's the climate that'll get them in the end.
Here's the thing. Has Guatemala and El Salvador and Honduras been affected by those storms, he said, to the same level the places he cited?
Doesn't seem so. It seems like they are more affected by the
Because see, he said, you know, these refugees, and then said, look at all those horrible storms in the U.S. And he said, Puerto Rico, for example.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, I guess some of those have been hit, but, you know, when there's nothing there to begin with.
Right.
If your argument is, it's so horrible there because things used to be great, and now the storms came in and destroyed everything.
Right.
They started off with everything being destroyed.
Yes. So now they want to come here where things are getting destroyed.
Right. What?
It doesn't.
It's already bad. What are you talking about?
Yeah. You're looking for sense in a nonsensical man.
Yeah. That's wow. Okay.
But he's seen it for 30 years.
So the people of Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador are saying, wow, the weather here sucks.
Yeah.
This is bad.
We've got to
Let's go to somewhere else.
Yeah.
In fact, let's go to a country who cares even less about the weather.
Right. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it.
They have a climate-denying president, for example. So let's
go there.
Let's go there.
Yeah.
Because we're so concerned with the climate and weather, let's do that.
Yeah. You see, it makes sense if you hang on a second.
Yeah. John Kerry.
Much better.
Yeah, he did a lot of drugs back in the day.
He did a lot of LDS back in the 60s.
A lot of that stuff. All right, a little bit more on the caravanners. Senator Brian Schatz from Hawaii.
Such an unfortunate name.
This is a guy who said, apparently, this is my speculation here, that he said that Mazie Hirano, who mentioned the president having, is it the president had a large taint? Who was it had a large taint?
Yeah, I think it.
Ron. Who had a large taint?
I think it was the president, because it was he came into the office with a large taint.
Okay, somebody had a large taint. Anyways,
Kavanaugh. It was Kavanaugh.
That's right, Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh was
much larger,
large tainted.
So, Mazie Hirono, apparently he said she is getting too much attention, saying crazy ass stuff like that.
Yep.
I must now outdo her.
Yeah.
The crazy gets the attention, and he's like, you know, a couple of years, I'm going to have to be up for re-election again. So let's say some crazy stuff. So Brian Schass, in response to the immigrants charging the border and the Border Patrol using tear gas to try to repel them, tweeted out, "Why tear gas? Is this consistent with the Convention on Chemical Weapons?"
Tear gas is not a...
What's that?
Technically, it's not a chemical weapon. It is a chemical, and it is a weapon, but it's not a chemical weapon.
Yeah. So
yeah,
he believes that it is a chemical weapon.
Yeah. See, tear gas doesn't kill you. Tear gas doesn't cause your innards to liquefy.
Yeah, see, that's...
Tear gas makes you cry because it's like pepper spray. You know, it is a chemical, and it is a weapon.
Right.
But it's not a chemical weapon.
So why tear gas? Is this consistent with the conventions on chemical weapons? Then tweeted again, "Tear gas across the border against unarmed families is a new low."
Would you prefer lead?
How about if they were armed? Would that be okay?
Well, and technically they were throwing rocks.
That's not armed with chemical weapons.
No, that's true.
Then put the third tweet, "Who gave the order? Did it implement or contravene policy?" Who gave the order, Brad?
I would imagine the guys on the ground, the sergeants who were in charge.
And then a fourth tweet in all caps, "Who gave the order?"
Probably all of the military members who have been through tear gas training.
Yeah, I would.
And who have been in the middle of tear gas.
Yeah. Who gave the order? Who gave the order? He wants answers.
It's like, I almost feel like it's a trick question.
I know. I'm like,
I was like, wait a second.
It's pretty simple.
Hold on. I know this one.
It's like when your wife has something, you're like,
"You got something to tell me? Got something to tell me?"
Oh, it's even worse than that. "What do you want for dinner?" What? Why is she asking it that way? "So, where were you today?" Work, but apparently I shouldn't say that.
No, that's too.
No,
way too obvious an answer.
Trap. Warning.
I wasn't at work. Where was I?
See, he's saying it with the assumption that this is wrong. That
Right.
Like they use nukes on the people or something, right? Or like they use actual chemical weapons on it. Who gave the order?
The guy in charge.
And who is that man?
The man in charge.
And is he transitioning? I knew there was something to it. So anyways, he goes down this rabbit hole for a while. Finally, people are like, Senator, you're making a fool of yourself. It's not chemical weapons. It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
So finally, he deletes that.
What? He deleted him?
Yeah.
Oh, he is an idiot.
And then a lot of people are like, hey, you know, just because you deleted it, it still exists in the world. See, here's a screen grab of it. In fact, there's 4 million people screen grabbed this, responded, took video of it. And he put, in response to that, anyone uncomfortable with spraying tear gas on children is welcome to join the coalition of the moral and the sane. We can argue about other stuff when we've got our country back.
Coalition of the moral and the sane.
And the sane.
That's got to spell something.
TMATS.
It's Cotmats.
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 Anyone who wants to join Cotmats. The coalition of the moral and the sane. So what he's saying is he was justifying that because even though it's not chemical weapons, it's wrong to do that. Again, these people didn't have to come.
That's true.
We didn't go to their country and say, let's just spray them with tear gas. We said, don't cross these lines.
Right.
Many, many lines. For weeks and months, the president even warned them. And they still crossed the lines. So he gets to that. But did you notice the second part of that? We can argue about other stuff when
We get our country back.
Racist! That's what we were told. When people said, we need to take our country, racist, how dare you?
Yeah.
So he's not being racist by that?
No, he's just being crazy.
It doesn't apply the same way.
No.
And then when some people questioned him on that, he responded, I went ahead and deleted the one about chemical weapons because I just don't know enough about what happened.
Wow.
Is there ever chemical weapons? Excuse me, tear gas and saying they're chemical weapons.
Right.
You don't have to know more as long as you know it was actually tear gas.
Right.
Then that's wrong.
Where's this guy? Where's he ascending?
Hawaii. So again, Mazie Hirano getting far too much attention. He's like, all right, staff, listen, come on. We got it. I need something here. I need a level of crazy about a topical issue. Go. What do we got? Go.
We got tear gas. Tear gas chemical weapons.
Bingo.
That's it.
All right, let's go.
That's what we'll use.
Get the tweets. I need a series of crazy-ass tweets, as many as possible, and then double down on them.
Wow. It's the sun. It's the sun.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber, freedom. MoJo 50.
I'm Mike Opelka from PureOpelka.com. Here's your 2-minute drill. America, love it or leave it. That's what I was told as a child. And if you love something, you don't just run away, you work at it. Well, liberals are not like that. When liberals don't love something, they either demand that you change or they leave. What am I talking about? Well, Canada has told us a record number of Americans has asked for asylum. It skyrocketed. In fact, Americans were the 3rd biggest group asking for refuge in Canada. Why? A majority of them say they're doing it because they're here illegally in America and worried they'll be told to get out. Good. We are also told there are a bunch of Americans who are asking to be made Canadians because of, you know the answer, Donald Trump. Yeah. Unfortunately, Barbara Streisand is not one of those who has asked to leave, even though she said she's going to leave if she doesn't get a big blue wave from the midterms. So I guess it looks like she got enough of a wave to stay here. And herein lies my takeaway for today. Liberals, and many on the left, when they find something they disagree with or don't like, they stomp their feet, scream and holler, and demand that it be changed or they're going somewhere else. That's the difference between the left and the right. The left will demand that you change or they're taking their ball and going home. The right, love America, fix America, stay in America. Big difference. Testudo, my friends.
Mike Opelka's 2-minute drill is powered by MoJoWildRice.com. Their wild rice is a superfood, gluten, sodium, fat, and cholesterol-free, yet high in fiber, protein, zinc, phosphorus, and trace minerals. But you're going to love it because it's delicious. MoJoWildRice.com. MoJoWildRice.com. All right, lots of communiques coming in all across the social media spectrum. MeWe, Facebook, and Twitter. Get them in. Use the hashtag What I Learned Today. If your comments are deemed worthy, we may share them on the air. And if they are deemed even more worthy, even more significant by Ron Phillips, who's Spin of the Dials radio style, we will include them in the show close. The coveted hashtag What I Learned Today show close that has been airing somewhere for years.
Years and years. The Steve 42, tell me again how to join Cockmats because I hate chemical weapons like hot peppers. See?
He's saying peppers are also.
Peppers are chemical weapons. I mean, that's basically what's in tear gas. It's like a pepper spray.
Here's the thing about pepper spray.
Goes great on tacos.
That's what I'm right. How come that is not on every damn table in America?
You would think that they would be used to it coming across the border from Mexico.
Here I am grinding like a sucker. I mean, doing that. Look at this. Look at this extra work, Brad. I got to grind, and then
not
what
really
happened?
that kind of pepper.
And then I could just be going under pressure. Look at this, just a little trigger. That's a lot easier than grinding, and then I got to fill the grinder.
When you use the pepper spray, it kind of blows your food off the plate. Well, it's under enough pressure.
There's got to be a way we can decrease the pressure just a little bit.
That's a marketing thing. You know, it's all about the marketing. It really is.
I'd say this, then have that guy come around to the table at the restaurant, stand back a couple of feet.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know,
just spray it.
Dust everything. Who doesn't like pepper on stuff? And I'll tell you what, if they amp that up a bit and they use a salt and pepper spray.
Yes.
Now,
You've killed two birds with one
right,
stone.
and why am I got to shake the salt,
right,
and then I got to grind the pepper.
I
That's
know.
2 motions.
Plus, it sounds sexual.
Right.
It does.
Shake the salt and grind in the pepper.
Which, by the way, the comments from the MeWe chat room, boobs and
How about this?
perversion.
Real quick. Mm-hmm. How about this? Garlic salt and pepper spray.
I like that.
See what I'm saying?
All three.
Boom.
I like all three.
It's done. I think we got a winner here.
And what will you do with the extra time you gain by combining those actions? I mean, think about that. Over the course of a week or two, you're going to have an extra 2 or 3 minutes to kill.
How about a lifetime? Maybe like an extra 4 minutes. I could just be lounging an additional 4 minutes along the beautiful MoJo River that flows past our studio, not windows, each and every day.
Exactly.
That sounds good.
It really does.
Anyways, you were saying on MeWe?
Oh, I was just going to the collective comments. I can sum them up. Boobs, perversion, and sex.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
That's MeWe. But tainted salad sleeve.
Tainted salad.
The best way to avoid the tear gas is, wait for it, enter the country the legal way or not at all.
Wait a minute.
What a hater.
What? Give me that again. Give me that again.
The best way to avoid the tear gas is enter the country the legal way.
So much hate.
Or not at all.
So much hate.
Yeah.
So what you're saying to me is, if I warn you something's going to happen, like don't do this illegal thing or these are the consequences, and you do those things, that you may suffer the consequences.
That's a good way of putting it. That's very succinct.
Hate.
I think that's
so
nice.
Much hate.
A lot of hate. There's a lot of hate out there. But it's the good common sense kind of hate.
I understand. Well, get those comments in. Keep them rolling in. And also, don't forget to go to saveyourheart.com. That is, I mean, if you want to save your heart.
Save your heart.
If you don't want to save your heart, don't go there. If you're fine with not saving your heart, with your heart not being saved, then don't go there. Otherwise, go to saveyourheart.com or dial 877-HEART. Now, what you'll find there, both of them will reach saveyourheart.com's parent people organization. I don't know how to say that. Anyway,
in charge.
And they will tell you how you can prevent heart disease with their simple yet amazing system, and also help deal with the effects of heart disease if you're already suffering them. Heart disease is one of the #1 killers in America. And what they've discovered here is that the accumulation of plaque on the inner lining of your arteries starts with the mechanical stress. The arteries originally are very flexible, and they open and close, every time your heart beats. They stretch, right. As you get older, it's hardening of the arteries. You probably heard that, and the plaque builds up. One of the other things we've noticed, and this is something, this science, I believe, is going to be one of the forefront leaders in medicine, and that is the science of how sugar affects the body. They've realized these are essentially little shards of glass, that your body can deal with those little nicks in the inside of your arteries and veins as you live. I mean, we heal. Yeah. But when you have excessive amounts and your body never gets that time, the inside of those arteries and veins getting a chance to heal, what happens is it builds up essentially like little scabs, so much scar tissue.
You're really buzz killing my M&Ms right now, by the way.
I mean, a little bit's going to be okay.
What you're saying is I need to balance it out by doing something good if I'm going to do the bad. And I mean, let's face it, sugar.
I know, sugar's wonderful. So much. Sugar is
dirty little whore. I really love you. I love you.
Sugar is the crazy heroin chic, progressive hippie chick at the bar with crazy eyes.
Oh, yeah. It's so much fun.
Right?
So
you look at her and you go, oh my gosh, that is so...
For the next 6 hours, you're mine.
Right. You're like, this is going to be an amazing ride. And it will be. It will be. But she's going to kill you.
You're going to get taint rickets.
Right. You are. It's only a matter of time, Brad.
It is.
I mean, seriously, you go out with that chick, she will kill you.
But damn, you're going to go out with a smile on your face.
It's going to be so much fun. Now, some people, it kills you within a couple of minutes or hours.
Right.
You're like, hey, let's go back to my place. Boom. 14 minutes later, right?
Amateur.
Done. Some people mistakenly marry them. And it takes a couple of years.
Why are you looking at me? Why do you look at me when you say those things?
Slowly over time, they kill you. That is what sugar is.
From the inside out.
They do. That's who sugar is.
Balance the bad with something good. That is really the message here. Balance what you're doing in your life, the bad stuff, with some good stuff. If you want to save your heart, if you don't want to wake up dead one morning from heart disease, try doing something good for you at SaveYourHeart.com.
SaveYourHeart.com is like a really good friend.
It'll wake up in the jail cell with you saying, hell, that was fun.
Even better friend.
Okay.
The one who bails you out and goes, no. You got lucky. You staved off one bout.
Yep.
Right? With the white horse.
Yeah.
Right? The crazy white horse, right? Did you have a good time? You had a good time?
Did I have a good time?
You're still alive. You're still okay. I mean, sure, you got a few scars, but you're okay.
I am okay.
It's fine.
Can we do it again?
So no. Limited amounts. Listen,
all right,
a couple years down the road,
maybe next
we'll go
Saturday.
Out and party, and whatever. And I'm going to be there to make sure she doesn't stab you in the eye with a fork. Okay? That's what I'm going to... That's what SaveYourHeart.com is.
It's true.
That's a really good friend that's like...
Good analogy.
Hey,
I like that.
It was fun. I'm not telling you can't have or do this stuff.
Right.
I'm telling you, let's take some steps to save it up. Good friend will say, hey, there's a chance... a little bit later on, when you take her home, you're going to wake off separated from Mr. Johnson.
You're going to wake up.
Excuse me.
You could
After off. Got those out of
you
order
could
there.
be waking up.
Off with the up. Separated from your manhood.
Right, yes.
It may be in the next room and you may be bleeding out. So here's what I'm going to tell you, right? I will call you in so many minutes to make sure you don't fall asleep.
That's that's good. You're right.
Right. I'll be your excuse, right? Whatever it is.
Well, I got to go. Just got a call from Aunt Mildred.
Right.
She's not feeling well. I got to leave.
That's who Save Your Heart is. They're going to help save you from all of these bad things that are also so much fun. So much fun.
SaveYourHeart.com. Enough said.
We did some good work here today.
Yes.
All right, hey, back to the caravanners.
Yeah.
Caravanners that are flooding into the country. I don't know if you caught this. This was early last week. We had a pretty big week. We were gearing up for our Black Friday.
Huge week.
Ended up being really successful. We'll share some details on that coming up. But thanks to everybody who helped out on Friday, either just by sharing the videos or supporting, telling people, calling in, promoting their business. During that lead up to that, there was an incident that got not nearly enough play. It did in some of the conservative media circles, almost ignored by the mainstream media. And that is Senator Kamala Harris, who said, you know what, that Brian Schatz in Hawaii and that Mazie Hirono, I have got to do some crazy to end up getting some attention. They have one-upped me.
It's fun when they out-crazy each other.
And that's what they're doing. They're like, all right, come on, I need something. Chemical weapons, that was genius. Come on, help me out here.
Yep.
And they said, here's what we want you to say.
All right.
Her staffers said, Senator, we got an idea. Are you ready for this, Senator?
Yep.
We've been brainstorming this.
I'm ready.
We haven't had time to focus group it, but this is what you do, okay? You're going to have that upcoming hearing with the head of...
the hearing, that's a different day, right?
Hearing is a different day. It's an upcoming hearing with the Senate Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee. You know,
oh, that's a big name. With
right.
the what?
Right, because there's been a new nominee for the director of ICE.
Oh, that's right.
Ronald Vitello, right? So you're going to be there, and you're going to get a chance. So here's what we want you to do. Okay, during this hearing,
I'm ready.
This is going to be gold.
Okay.
Are you ready? It's gold, Jerry. It's gold.
I'm ready.
You compare ICE to the Ku Klux Klan.
I like it. I like it. ICE, Ku Klux Klan. I like it. I can do that.
Yeah. So that's what she essentially did. Compared ICE, a government agency, a law enforcement agency.
How can you be so thick?
Who is charged with the task of protecting the borders.
Hello. ICE, 3 letters.
Oh, well.
KKK, 3 letters. Same thing. God.
And I is just a letter
couple
removed.
Letters.
IJ, K is only a J between them. It's almost there, right?
Joke almost.
Wow. And then C is, well, it's a few more letters
and that's
removed,
all.
But E is closer than
closer.
C.
They're the same damn group of people.
That's a great point.
Same group.
She compared it to ICE. Some people had trouble with this on the offensive, but let me get to the clip where she's speaking to Ronald Vitello, who's been nominated to head up ICE. He had at one point mentioned the Democrat Party was like the Ku Klux Klan. Did a comparison there, a loose one, because, well, I mean, there were a lot of Democrats that were members of the Ku Klux Klan. I mean, Robert Byrd was. Years later, he condemned
Why do you have to
that,
bring
but
that's such ancient history? Why do you bring that up?
I'm just saying what he brought up. And he backpedaled on that years later. I think that is probably a stretch, but certainly a lot closer than saying ICE is like the KKK.
You think?
See, if you said, hey, neo-Nazis are like the KKK, you're like, wow, that's like got a 9.8 match.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're right there. Not exactly, but pretty damn close, right?
Yep.
And if you say the Democrat Party is like the Ku Klux Klan, I'd say, well, maybe a 5.5 on this side of it. I mean, they believe in oppression. They play identity politics. They're also racist. Remember, it's like, 5.5. You know, a bit of a stretch, but okay.
Yeah.
ICE, to say they're like the Ku Klux Klan, is like a 0.0000000001 percent.
Maybe. That might
With
be
a stretch. Yeah. So not at all. But anyways, so during the conversation, she asked him about comparing the Democrat Party to Ku Klux Klan. He said he backpedaled. She asked him why and what the Ku Klux Klan was all about and why they were. Here it is. Ready?
Well, the Klan was what we would call today a domestic terrorist group.
Why? Why would we call them domestic terrorist group?
You think she'd know this? Yes.
I know this one. I know this one.
Can I answer this one? Can I answer? No, she's completely
What
leading.
do you want for dinner tonight?
Should I answer? This is a trap. It's a trap. Oh my gosh, don't answer. Who gave the order? Here we go, ready?
Because they tried to use fear and force to change political environment.
And what was the motivation for the use of fear and
It
force?
was based on race and ethnicity.
Right. Are you aware of the perception?
Hey, right. I'm just checking to see if you knew. I knew. I knew. I just wanted to know if you knew.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I knew. Okay.
And they were domestic. They were.
Okay, I'm going to mark this down that he knew.
They were here.
You're going to get a gold star for
they
this
weren't
today.
Foreign. They were.
Now that you know.
Environment.
And what was the motivation for the use of fear and
It
force?
was based on race and ethnicity.
Right.
Right. Good. Good. I got my eye on you. You're going places, kid.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
Good. Good. Okay. A little more now.
Are you aware of the perception of many about how the power and the discretion at ICE is being used to enforce the laws? And do you see any parallels?
I do not see any
Do you see any parallels between ICE and the Ku Klux Klan?
Is ICE using terror? No.
Here's my big question. Granted, I'm not an ICE agent.
No.
I don't work for the government.
I don't even play it on TV.
No, and it's hard to keep up with all of these changes in the government. Did ICE change its uniforms?
I don't think so.
I mean, are
Did
they
they?
long white flowing robes now?
No.
Pointy hats? They haven't
No.
moved to that? Because I mean, maybe if they change their uniforms, the perception is, as part of your new training with ICE, where everybody goes out and burns a cross on a black guy's lawn.
Yeah, I don't
those
think they're
training
doing that. I don't,
practices could, you could misunderstand.
Pretty sure they didn't do that.
Sorry, nothing to see here, folks. We're just ICE agents training. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I know it's confusing. We're out here on your lawn burning a cross.
With the pointy hats and all. But
But it's completely different.
Yeah.
We're just ICE agent. Now, if they're doing that, I'm going to give it to her. Maybe.
Well, when you say give it to her, you mean you're going to give her credit.
I'm going to hand it to her.
When you say hand it to her, you're going to give
her
credit. Let's clarify that.
She
just
may
to
be
sure.
a little right in what
Words
she's
matter.
saying there. Okay, so all right, here.
How the power and the discretion at ICE is being used to enforce the laws? And
Right at this point, you're going, warning, careful, bear traps all around. Step slowly.
see any parallels?
I do not see any parallels between
I'm talking about perception.
officers and agents.
I'm talking about perception.
I do not see a parallel between what is constitutionally mandated as it relates to enforcing the law.
Are you aware that there's a perception?
I see no.
Are you aware that there's a
that
perception?
puts ICE in the same category as the KKK? Is that what you're asking me?
No, I'm very specific about what I'm asking you. Are you aware of a perception that the way that the...
Oh, can I pause a moment here? Can I
Please,
pause
yes,
here and
yes,
just
you may.
offer a little warning? Lord, I don't ask for a whole lot, and I hate to ask for this. I'm thankful for everything you've ever given me, but is it possible that you would just put me in this scenario where Senator Harris would be questioning me about that under oath? Please, Lord, give me that situation. Allow me. Please.
Even he doesn't like to swing at low-hanging fruit.
It's just batting practice here, Lord. I could really use this, please, and thank you. Do you know how much fun that would be? Do you know you could? Are you aware of any, Senator? What are your thoughts on that? Do you believe there's a parallel? Is that what you're asking? So you're asking me. I've answered no, but apparently you do. Do you realize she's laid out bear traps, but she's in the middle of them too, and she doesn't even realize that. But she's playing on him being back on his heels, and all you have to do is say, Senator, I am not aware of any parallel. Right? Are you aware of any? And then what's she going to do? Well, I'm questioning you. No, you brought that up, so apparently you are aware of it. So I just think it's great to be on record. Yes, enlighten me. Yeah, share with me. You think apparently there is, and I should be aware of it, so please share with me. Oh, my gosh. Dude, that's gold.
Or gold.
Right. So are you calling? I say, dude, can you imagine? So you ready? You just play it even more simple. Ready? Senator, are you calling ICE agents KKK members?
Well, no, that's not what I was. That's not. I mean, no. I was asking you.
Right? Are you saying that? You're bringing up ICE agents and comparing them to the KKK? That's all you have to do is keep doubling down. She starts going back and she gets pissed or whatever. Then he's going over. So you're aware of a perception. And then if she does keep doubling down, here's what you say. Am I aware of a perception? Well, I've heard people call for the abolishment, that we abolish the KKK. So yes, I guess I am aware that there are crazy people like yourself that make that comparison, Senator.
The criminally insane have a
can you imagine?
Have a lot of perceptions.
Senator, yes, I'm aware that you are a race baiter. Oh my gosh! Lord, please.
He just wanted to get out of there as soon as possible.
Right, exactly, because he's looking for the job, right?
Yeah, he did.
How are you not going to get the job? You're still going to get the job. There's more Republican senators.
Yeah, if he can get out of that out of the interview into the job, then he can say,
dude,
then
I'm
he can
serious.
say
I just go like this. Yes, Senator, I'm aware that there are race baiters like yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Yes, I call her a race baiter. What's she gonna do? And as she goes
it would have
off,
been like Harry Mudd's women in Star Trek. Her head would have just started spinning and smoke coming out of her ears.
And then as she starts going off, if she does, you just sit back and smile. Oh my gosh!
Sorry, Senator.
I'm sorry that was so triggering for you, but it's true. Oh my gosh.
That would have been good.
And then go, it's asinine to even bring that up. The only reason you would bring that up is because you're running for president in 2020. Pow! Knockout punch.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, that's gold. Come on.
Yeah.
How come I don't get these opportunities?
God hates you.
I think so. Jeez, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's happening with the Senator Kamala Harris. I don't know what Cory Booker is going to do today, but get ready.
Oh, he's got to top her.
He's got to top her.
He has to top.
Yes, that was Bellworthy. He's got to top her, who is topping Schatz and all the others.
Verano.
Oh, and topping Chuck Schumer. Oh, we got a Chuck Schumer later.
Oh, good.
We got a Schumer update. Yeah, he again was like, Kamala Harris, damn it. Chuck Schumer.
Hold my beer.
Oh. Everybody knows on Capitol Hill, Chuck Schumer is one of the biggest media whores. All of them are to a certain degree. They all want that attention.
He also has a bad side.
He also has a bad side. They make jokes about it. That what a big media whore. Even the Democrats that love him and think he's swell, they know he is the media whore. So he's like, damn it, I cannot let these guys get the upper hand here. I've got to come up with some new crazy. We'll get to that in just a bit. Thanks so much to Patriot Mobile for being a part of our Black Friday event. We gave away a bunch of free commercials. So Patriot Mobile, thank you for getting a free commercial.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to thank them for.
It really is. It really is.
Thank you for getting a free commercial and some free publicity.
Patriot Mobile more, you're like, yes, we will use the free commercial airtime. Yes, we will.
We will come in and
what that says to you is these are smart people. These are people who get it. These are people who think like you do, because you're going to take some free stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
They're capitalists. So they think like you. They're capitalists. They promote the same values and ideas, and they're out there fighting for them every day. Good job. Love them.
And it's like I say, it's the lazy man or woman's way of getting something done, because, you could go out and you could demonstrate. You could join some of these marches. You could do any of that and really get something done if it weren't for that job thing.
Well, the other thing is getting stuff done requires effort.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of effort.
And after you've worked all day at a job that you have, or maybe a business that you own, there's very little energy left over to put forth in effort to do things like marches and, insane...
beating people in the street.
Right.
Have you seen Antifa? Have you seen what they do? You know what they do? They move.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
And I don't mean like move houses. I mean, when they're out there, they're clubbing people.
Yes.
Right? They're shivving people.
Do you know if you are swinging a bat or something and you miss, do you know what it can do to like the muscles in your
arms
you
and
can
back?
tear, you can strain, and then
I see them out there running around in their masks. And
it's hard to do.
Oh my gosh, that is so much work.
Cardiovascular work. Or you can go to Patriot Mobile and you can sign up for one of their plans, and the money that you pay Patriot Mobile, they take a percentage of that and they give it to conservative causes.
Wow.
So you're actually doing something good. You're doing something good for the conservative movement, for the libertarian movement, and you're not paying those big companies like AT&T and Sprint and all of those to fund things on the left.
It's like 20 some characters. That's it. You can press the keys on your keyboard.
I mean, you may get a blister.
Like 20 times. PatriotMobile.com/doc.
It's the little finger on your left hand that gets the most beating.
Patriot Mobile. So you could be out there running around with a mask on, clubbing people, shivving people, getting arrested and pepper sprayed, and then back out there and all this stuff.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Or you can just type in PatriotMobile.com/doc.
Doc. And not only are you doing something good for society as a whole and society's whole, but you'll also get to see just a darling picture of Doc right there on the screen. And it is a beautiful picture with a full head of hair. And
it's an old picture.
Almost a different color full head of hair.
Back when that picture was taken, I remember I had hopes and dreams and aspirations before they were beaten out of me. Before... I remember back in the naive days. Brad, do you remember those days?
Oh, boy, do I remember those days.
Do you remember those?
Yes. Fighting for a cause.
And then slowly...
up every morning.
Life sucked out of you, beaten down.
It was almost like someone stuck a shiv in a vein and watched me bleed out slowly.
Hey, PatriotMobile.com/doc. The commercial took an ugly turn there.
Yes, it did.
PatriotMobile.com/doc. Sign up today. They're out there doing good for you. And even if you're like, Doc, I don't care about causes. I just want to save money. Hey, you're going to save money at Patriot Mobile. More than likely, unless you do some crazy upsell from your current plans or something like that. In fact, even then you may still save money because they have their BOGO sale going on right now.
They have shoes?
No, that's not just shoes. You can do BOGO. Buy one, get one. It's based on lines.
I thought it was only shoes.
It's also not the Bogart sale.
Well, that's when you're keeping it all to yourself. You don't want to Bogart it.
But you kind of are. Oh, see, they're not bogarting, but if you get two lines, you're kind of bogarting the lines there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, they'll make more lines.
That's true. But if you get an extra line and you don't give it to somebody,
you are.
So you're like, honey, I switched over to Patriot Mobile. I bought one and I got one, and they're both mine.
Yeah.
I may let you use it now and then.
If you're good.
You hand her the phone and you go, here, quick, make a call, quick. Give it back.
Yeah. Go to PatriotMobile.com/doc. You'll solve the world's hunger problem. You'll solve climate change. You'll solve the immigration crisis. And it's all with one simple click.
You'll be 2 inches taller and a better dancer. PatriotMobile.com/doc. Check it out today, Funk Soul Brother.
I hate it when mom and dad fight over on Twitter. It sure is convenient to perpetuate a ridiculous perception that ICE equals KKK. Then when discussing it and having to admit there is no parallel, be able to ask, are you aware that there is a perception?
Are you aware
that
of a perception?
Are you aware that possibly somewhere somebody
may be criminally insane?
Had a thought.
Right.
They could be thinking it. It's possible that they could be thinking this.
Yeah, because she said a perception. Do you realize she could mean one person?
A perception.
And perception could be fleeting. That one of the, 7 billion people on the planet
That's a lot
could,
of people.
for a split-second fleeting moment, go, well, it's a little like the KKK. Nah, what am I saying? That's insane.
But you're saying there's a shot.
So are you aware of what every single person on the planet is thinking? Are you, in fact, psychic? Wow. Have you ever worked for the Psychic Friends Network? Do you know Miss Cleo?
Do you know Dionne Warwick?
Right.
Have you ever listened to a Dionne Warwick's? Did you ever hear a Whitney Houston song?
Have you ever been in the company of Dionne Warwick?
On the radio or otherwise?
Who gave the order?
Chemical weapons. They're using chemical weapons.
Lord, please give me that opportunity to be questioned in a similar situation by Senator Harris.
He's not going to do it. It's too easy.
Oh, I would verbally give her a bitch slap.
It's too easy.
Awesome.
It is way
gold, Jerry.
Too easy.
And by the way, I don't care if I don't get the job as the head of ICE.
You don't?
I'd put it on the line just to be in that situation.
Just to try.
Wait a minute, how much do they make?
Oh, ooh, that's a good
more
question.
than I make?
Yes. That was an easy one. Yes. Yes. Even if it's $20.
Can I decide later how I'll handle it? I don't have to decide this second.
Well, you're going to have to tell me what it is, first of all.
Like handle a situation like that.
Well, no, you can think of that later.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Put me in the situation.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra. A winter storm blanketed much of the central Midwest with snow at the end of the Thanksgiving weekend, bringing blizzard-like conditions that grounded hundreds of flights and forced the closure of major highways on one of the busiest travel days of the year. Schools in parts of Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, and Illinois called off Monday classes. The storm expected to hit Indiana and Michigan later today. British lawmakers get to hear from Prime Minister Theresa May today after an agreement governing the UK's departure from the bloc next year is cemented.
Before Christmas, MPs will vote on this deal. It will be one of the most significant votes that Parliament has held for many years. On it will depend whether we move forward together into a brighter future or open the door to yet more division and uncertainty.
The agreement leaves Britain outside the EU with no say, but still subject to its rules. UN Security Council scheduled to meet in emergency session this morning over an escalating situation between Ukraine and Russia. The border crossing between San Diego and Tijuana, Mexico, shut down after hundreds of migrants stormed the border Sunday in an attempt to breach security and enter the U.S. A record $6.2 billion was spent online on Black Friday. And now it's Cyber Monday.
While online Black Friday sales were up 24% from last year, the fastest growing online shopping day was Thanksgiving, when sales jumped 28% from last year to total $3.7 billion. John Copeland with Adobe Analytics, which tracks these numbers, says it's all helping fuel what they predict will be record online sales this holiday season.
We're expecting about $124 billion, a little bit more than $124 billion.
He says people are more comfortable spending online, and they expect every $1 in $6 to be spent that way. Julie Walker, New York.
News and analysis at townhall.com.
Dating today with all the crazies out there has to be nuts.
Yes, it really would. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a place you could go to find people who think like you do?
Like me, like libertarians and conservatives?
Right?
There is. WeThePeople.dating.
Amazing. What a genius idea. This is a site that you can go to if you're single, and you are looking for somebody who you're going to think the same way, as far from a political freedom standpoint. If you want to date the right person for you, you'll find them in one place: wethepeople.dating.
Hey guys, Ron Phillips with the Conservative Cartel. Are you tired of the bar scene, hoping to find the love of your life? Well, there is a better way for you single guys and ladies out there. Check out wethepeople.dating. They make it easy to find a liberty-minded match, and it takes less than a minute to create a free account and begin browsing through over 11 million monthly subscribers. Look, we all know the success of a relationship hinges on the core shared values of a couple. So check out wethepeople.dating for the love of people and people of love. Sign up and start dating today. wethepeople.dating. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner.
This is Tim Barton from Wall Builders with another moment from American history. In 1963, the United States Supreme Court decided that voluntary Bible reading could no longer be part of the school day. Founding Father Benjamin Rush, known as the father of public schools under the Constitution, pointedly warned that the Bible should be read in schools in preference to all other books. He specifically warned that if America ever ceased promoting biblical principles in schools, then we would waste so much time and money in punishing crimes and take so little pains to prevent them. He was right. We now have 7 million Americans in prison, on probation or on parole, and the United States has the highest incarceration rate in the world. Sadly, this was unnecessary, but is the result of no longer teaching the morals of the Bible in schools. For more information about the Founding Fathers' views on the positive impact of the Bible in schools, go to wallbuilders.com.
The mothership has landed.
I got it. I figured it out. We missed something.
What'd we miss?
We were talking about sugar.
Yep.
And being like the little hippie chick with the crazy eyes, the heroin chic that is warning, going to be a lot of fun, but warning.
4 seats down at the bar.
Sugar is the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of the food world.
Yeah. Because you really want to take her home, and after a few drinks, you're taking her home, and you're eating the whole bag.
Right.
Wow. But there's probably a better way to say that, but
Brad,
you know what I'm saying.
There is a good chance that, based on what you know of her, her being Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, what would happen if her partner, which we found out is a dude.
It is a guy, okay.
Yeah.
Is it a guy, or is it somebody transitioning to a guy, or is it a guy transitioning to a woman?
I have not confirmed that.
Okay.
If her dude humiliated her by cheating on her.
Prior to her inauguration.
Around, during, after.
Okay.
Just in general, what's going to happen if he cheats on her? There's a good chance that some serious crazy crap goes down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, domestic violence, where she shivs him or something.
Johnson could end up in the street.
Look at her eyes. You mean to tell me she's just going to be like, well, hashtag me too, I was wronged.
No.
It's going to hit the fan.
And by it, you mean the Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be, yow.
Every moment of every day, folks, we are on the verge of an amazing, spectacular meltdown. Every second. Think about it. Every moment of every day, they're drawing the winning lottery numbers, and you have a ticket. You have a lot of tickets because there's a good chance this is going to happen.
See, I was wrong when I said it before that God doesn't hate you. He loves you. That's why he gave you Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Now, imagine. So it's like this. And the winning numbers are 4, 12, 16, 18, 22, 27. Oh! You lost. Okay.
Damn it.
Oh, you got another ticket. The numbers are 12,
I'm ready.
11, 34, 52, 61, 18. Oh, we're drawing again. every second of every day.
Yeah.
This is
keeps giving.
so much good, folks.
He gave to you so she could keep giving over and over.
See, I keep just thinking, knowing it's going to be a constant, give us from the crazy stuff she says from the Hill. But she's got a whole personal life. Oh, my God. We have got to find out more about this dude and then just have a whole bunch of ladies parade around him. Right?
It's Lou Ferrigno. He can't hear.
Right, exactly. Just go. He's just have the young ladies going, oh, hey, how are you? What would it be? Not just cheating on her. It has to be something that would be particularly troubling. Publicly? With a conservative chick? Would that do it? Oh yeah, and climate change is a farce.
Yes, it would have something to do with climate change at the border.
Okay, well, we'll work on this because it's going to keep giving. Let's move on, and I got to remind you about Tar River Arms. TarRiverArms.com. Wow, did they have a good day on Friday?
Yes, they did.
They were selling the pistolas like crazy because they have great deals, and people became aware of them. Companies like Tar River Arms and a lot of our other clients, when people become aware of them, they do fine. That's the reason. They know they've got good products and services. There are some companies out there that no matter how much they advertise, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's still not great. Think about some of those big failures out there, like AT&T. I've told you about their failures over and over and over again. They have just amassed so much of a fortune that they can spend all of that money to manipulate, to run commercials, to kind of change perception. Once you sign up with AT&T, you're like, wow, this sucks. Yeah. Sometimes you don't have a lot of options, but that's all it is. It's just enough money. Tar River Arms is simple. You just tell their story, they're going to do well. Their story is this. They have revolutionized online gun purchases because you can see, first of all, the guns in high-resolution photos, the 3D imaging.
That's what I'm doing.
They have amazing prices. They take care of the shipping expense and the transfer to your local FFL. So you go on there, find the gun you want, you buy it, and within days or so, it's going to be available near your home because legally you have to ship it to somebody with a federal firearms license, an FFL. And that's it. It's that simple. It's as simple as it could be, and still do it within the confines of the law.
This Sig Sauer on the front page is amazing.
Yeah, and look at the prices, by the way. Go ahead and compare them. Granted, I have not compared every firearm up there, but I know the ones that we have compared are usually somewhere between $75, $150 cheaper.
Well, I was going to say the SIG that's up there right now, and they only have two of them. It's a Bravo 4. It's a 5.56 or a 7.62. It's a multi-caliber apparently here. This is, and is this just a scope? Because you're saving $400. You're saving just go to Tar River Arms. Check this out. It is. I think it might just be the scope on this thing. It's a $1,200 scope for $700.
Holy moly!
It's really amazing.
So I wasn't even thinking about talking about that, but yeah, that's a great point. All the accessories, the accoutrements. It's not just the firearm itself. It's the other things like scopes that go with it.
Here's a Kimber Micro 9 too. That is a cool.
How's the Kimber Micro 10?
I've had the Kimbo Micro 11. This is actually used Kimbo Micro 9, so you're saving big money on this. It's like $535.
Awesome. TarRiverArms.com. It's TarRiverArms.com.
We've scoured news platforms and agencies around the globe for today's most profound news headlines. Presenting them now, here's Brad Staggs.
And these profound headlines are brought to you by Tar River Arms. We've talked about the U.S. agents firing tear gas at the border as some of the immigrants, the women and children, tried to rush the border fence. You know, it's hard to rush the border fence when you're a woman carrying a child.
I know, right? Here's the thing. Most of them were not, just FYI.
Yeah, just so you know. But in the midst of all of that, something straight out of The Walking Dead, a migrant woman who was trying to climb over the border fence was impaled on a piece of rebar.
Wow. Okay.
I swear. Wow. So I haven't seen the pictures of this. So I question whether or not this is true because that was the exit of one Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. He fell off the horse and was impaled on a piece of rebar.
Wait a minute. I might be reading this wrong. See, most people are looking at this story going, look at this poor woman, desperate to get in the country, and she slips and has this happen, and now blah, blah, blah. Where is she now?
Well, apparently,
I'm assuming the hospital.
She was taken to the hospital. Yes.
Which side of the border?
This side, I believe. Well, it says an area hospital.
Okay, that could be either.
It could
but,
be either side.
Yeah, so, but her children were taken into custody by the U.S., so I'm assuming...
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's...
Oh, sure,
again,
she's got a piece of rebar stuck in her spleen, but she's got it stuck in her spleen in the U.S.
Yeah, that's true. Well, she's a 26-year-old Guatemalan mother of two attempting to enter the U.S. near the San Isidro port of entry on Friday night. According to the San Diego Union Tribune, she was climbing a portion of the fence that was undergoing construction to
Right here,
replace
this is
old
the way
fencing.
in, just climb. Oh,
Right.
Oh, okay.
When she fell, rebar pierced the side of her body exactly how it got Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Still might...
Listen, it looks worse than it is, folks. It's not that bad.
It's just a flesh wound. Come back, coward.
I could use a little help, though. I could use just a bit of help.
You know, authorities have said the best way to avoid falling on pieces of rebar...
Let me think. What is
Don't attempt to enter a country illegally by climbing the fence.
Overexposed pieces of rebar. Brad, let me ask you something.
Yes.
Stuck in Tijuana for the rest of your life, or able to come to the U.S., but you have to endure a rebar piercing situation?
I don't know. See, now I might be the wrong person to ask.
Yes, because you're going to spend a life at the banana shows. I know that.
And
I think they call the banana show as a blanket term for the donkey show.
That's what you say. I'm telling it after dark, the banana show.
No, I mean, banana show is a generic term for crazy sex shows.
That's what you think. I'm just saying 9 o'clock.
Let's just say the shows.
Tijuana time.
Oh, let me rephrase. You are stuck for a lifetime in Tijuana, unable to go to any show.
No, I'm taking the spleen injury.
Okay.
I'm taking the impaled spleen. Alex, I'd like impaled spleens for 500, please.
Oh, it nicked your pancreas, too. Yeah, I'm still...
Yeah, I'm still taking the, speaking of Tijuana, the mayor there has declared a humanitarian crisis over the migrant caravan.
Typical. You notice he didn't say humanitarian.
No, he did not. He doesn't give a crap about the women. Unless, of course, he can hire them for the banana show. 5,000 migrants are in town. Most gathered in a temporary shelter at the sports complex. Others all around town on pallets in the street. They gathered on pallets?
Maybe they're sleeping on them or something?
Maybe. Well, it does get you off of the muck and the mire in the gutter.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, you could lay... That's the beauty of laying in the gutter, though. Each time you feel that warm liquid sensation, you just wonder what that was as it rushes by. And just as it's cooling off, you get the next wave.
And you think to yourself, at least I'm warm.
At least. So wrong. Some sleeping in sleeping bags under overpasses, bridges, and some in tents. They're there to cross the border to here. Yes, thank you.
Life gets easier when you lower your standards.
It really does. Mayor Juan Manuel Gastelum.
I hardly even know him.
He was quoted by President Trump in a tweet. Do you realize, taken out of context, how bad all this sounds? Just make sure you spell the name right. That's Doc D-O-C.
You know what? In context, it's pretty bad, too.
It really is. He was quoted in a President Donald Trump tweet almost a week ago as saying his city was ill-prepared for the influx. And for all the immigrants, too. On Friday, he declared his town a humanitarian crisis. He's seeking aid from the United Nations in the strangest twist of fate known to human beings.
Good for him.
Yes. So, even in Tijuana, we will be paying for them.
We should try to talk to him. I don't know if he would, but that would be awesome.
In Spanish or in English? Or in Spanglish?
If he can speak English.
Un poco solamente. ¿Dónde está el baño? ¿En el cocina? La cocina, sí. El baño es con la cerveza.
I didn't hear banana or donkey in there.
No, they were hidden. You had to find the donkey. That was the hope. An update now. The court, remember the woman ejected from the bed during sex and paralyzed?
Kind of.
The court has told her to go pound sand. Carol Busby was injured a week after the bed's delivery and while having sex with her then partner, John Marshall. She apparently has since moved on from Mr. Marshall. to a different Mr. Johnson. She told the court she was kneeling in the middle of the bed performing a sex act when she decided to move positions, swung her legs around from beneath her before laying back on the bed with her head toward the bottom end and was ejected from said bed. She sued the bed manufacturer for monetary damages. The court said, nope, it was not their fault. So think about that the next time you're getting wild and getting crazy and the bed throws you off.
You know, I'm the bed maker. Traditionally, you fight lawsuits like this.
Yes.
Because it opens up a can of worms.
Yes.
Which, by the way, is another problem if you're doing that on the bed, too.
Yes, it really is.
But in this case, you might want to go ahead and just pay this out. Because the publicity, if you're the bed maker, you go, oh, yeah. That's all your commercial. Maybe use the old Yellow song. Oh, yeah. You purchase our bed and
you want to do the nasty? Do it clean. In Berlin, a 95-year-old
Angela Merkel, Germany, beer, pretzels.
In this case, it's a 95-year-old alleged concentration camp guard is facing charges. He's been charged not one, not two, but 36,000 counts of being an accessory to murder on allegations that he served as a guard at the Nazis' Mauthausen concentration camp. Prosecutor said on Friday.
Wow, he could, with that many counts, he may get life in prison. Which his
at 95, yep.
That's a week and a half.
Could be. Hans Werner H.
We sentenced you to 2 hours in prison. A life sentence.
They didn't release his name because of privacy regulations. He's accused of serving as an SS guard in the camp in northern Austria from mid-1944 to early 1945. During that time, 36,000 people were killed, primarily by gassing, also by lethal injection, shooting, starvations, or exposure. This was also where Simon Wiesenthal was held, the Simon Wiesenthal Center.
So here's what's interesting about that. This guy, if true, has carried this every day going, I hope they don't. Because, I mean, there have been these, if you're from Ohio, you know, the John, or, you know, are familiar with the John Demjanjuk. Do you remember that case?
Vaguely.
He was from northeastern Ohio somewhere. I can't remember the exact city.
Right.
Jim Trafficant, the congressman from Cincinnati area, fought to keep him from being extradited and tried and all this stuff. Big story. And that was 30 years ago.
On what grounds was he trying to keep him from being expedited?
He's an American citizen.
Not expedited.
Extradited.
Extradited.
Yeah. American citizen and, you know, allegations and probable cause and all the legal.
All that stuff lawyers throw out there. Right.
But so through all of those cases, there's been a lot of them. The Nazi hunters in the movies, you're like, is it them? It's just UPS. Okay.
Yeah.
Every day.
After a while, you'd think you'd probably get sick of that. I would think.
But at 95, you're like, well, I made it. They're never going to.
Nope.
Ah, crap.
Yep. They got me. Here's one to make you feel really good. Kylie Jenner has crowned herself queen with a 2019 calendar after becoming a self-made billionaire.
Crowned herself as a queen of what?
Doesn't matter.
She's a billionaire?
A billionaire.
Wait a minute. Kylie Jenner, one of the young ones.
Kylie's mother, Kris Jenner, claimed that her Kylie Cosmetics brands was close to being valued at $1 billion.
Okay, there's now. All right, folks, what you got here is good Kardashian branding. They are really good at marketing, and that's all this is. This is, I mean, I'm sure there's some truth valued at. So here's what could happen. They spent $75 billion creating a makeup line whose value is $1 billion, which means you're, how much did I say, 75 billion? $74 billion in debt. Doesn't matter. You can claim that. And what that does is promote the hell out of you, which will hopefully, in her case, or for her, make a bunch more money.
Well, here's the thing. In the 18 months since the brand launched, and this was back in 2017, it made $420 million in retail sales. So she's not far off.
No, but again, we don't know what their debt is. We don't know anything.
Are you feeling better about yourself now?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, and by the way, she could have spent $4 and it could be worth $2 billion legitimately.
That's true.
I mean, she could. The question is, if she sold it today, how much money would she walk away with? If you're walking away with $1 billion, because that's what it's valued at, great, unless you spend $7 billion getting it.
Right. That's true. That's very true. By the way, she did not have the calendar in, 2016 because she was hiding the pregnancy thing. And in 2017, the calendar got her own birthday wrong. So hopefully they got it right this time.
I hate my guidance counselor. I hate him.
So true. There are more headlines to come, but first, a word from this portion's sponsor, CharityMagnets.com.
CharityMagnets.com. Not to be confused with ChastityMagnets.com.
Completely different, and please do not attempt to use these in the same way.
No, in fact, Chastity Magnets, that's do not invest in that or whatever.
No.
Charity Magnets designs and produces beautiful, high-quality products for law enforcement supporters and enthusiasts. It's both. It's not just supporters or enthusiasts.
It's both the enthusiast and the supporters?
Both, either, any combination. Now, their community includes law enforcement professionals, their families, first responders, corrections officers, military, private citizens, all dedicated to honor, integrity, and helping others in a time of need. Unfortunately, law enforcement has gotten a big bum rap.
Yes.
In the last few years, we talked about ICE this morning being compared to KKK.
Yeah.
Stop it. Listen, we all know the Johnny Law type. We know him. We know that you don't do that stuff in my town.
Yeah.
The stereotypical bad cop. We know that.
Buford T. Justice.
Most of them are not that way.
No,
Most of them are good people drawn to law enforcement because they wanted to serve.
They want to help people. That's the way most cops are. They're guys who get up just like you and me, and they go out and they do their job, and they want to come home to their family. And
they do. They may go their entire life without ever being in a real life-threatening situation or firing their weapon, or they may get shot.
I sure as hell wouldn't want to do that job.
Well, growing up, I had a buddy named Chad, whose dad was a cop in our local town. And I didn't realize it when I first met Chad in like junior high school, something like that. I found out a few years later. So we were friends. His dad was shot a few years before that. Routine traffic stop in our town.
Yep.
Pulls over a guy, walks up to the car. The guy has a gun in his lap. Points it. He turns, runs away, backs off. So the guy gets out of the car and fires. My buddy's dad dives behind the back of the police car, or behind his car, and the guy shoots. And he was wearing a vest.
Right.
And it shot right between and shot him in the kidney.
Ow. Did he live?
He did, but still suffered those, almost died. It's horrible.
And you have the effects of that for the rest of your life.
The rest of your life, and this is what's going on. So you want to order cops or support cops. You're tired of this attack on first responders and law enforcement. Maybe go to CharityMagnets.com. For each sale, a donation will be made to Cops for Kids with Cancer, and you can find out all about it by clicking on the website there. It's Charity Magnets, not just magnets. That's kind of a generic term. They do have magnets
they're very
the
cool.
ones here.
Yes.
So you can do that.
And they get the ones that look like badges that can go on your license plate that attach to the license plate frame.
And the keychains and one for your dog. They're really cool. CharityMagnets.com. Check them out today.
It is Monday, November 26th. There are 28 days until Christmas, 37 days until 2019, and 707 days until the most important election of our lifetime in 2020. It's also Cyber Monday. This is the Monday after Thanksgiving. Get out there and, you don't have to get out there. You can go in your underpants, sit in the office, and order something online.
Right. If you have a business to promote for Cyber Monday, we will be on the air until 6 o'clock tonight, straight through.
No, we won't.
It's our Cyber Monday, Building America. Where
we will not. You may be. I will not be.
We're not doing
We did
12
that on
hours
Friday.
today?
No, we did 12 hours on Friday, and that was enough.
Okay.
For most people.
Mostly the listeners.
There were a few that,
Okay, got it, guys. Too much. 3 hours is plenty.
Yeah, exactly. It was on this day in 1941 that FDR established this.
What year?
1941.
Give me a couple of guesses here. 1941. The Bureau of Engraving.
No. No, it was not the Bureau. That's a worthwhile guess, but no.
41. I would guess the Manhattan Project. Something to do with the Manhattan Project.
The modern Thanksgiving holiday.
You didn't. I said give me a couple of guesses.
I did. And you took 2 guesses, and you were wrong.
I needed 3 guesses.
Well, that was not a couple. You should have said give me a few guesses.
Give me a few guesses.
Yeah, you said give me a couple. 1922, archaeologists entered this
King Tut.
Yeah.
Tomb.
Apparently, King Tut gave up the fight that day. An archaeologist finally entered. Let's see. DJ, I Ain't No Termite Khaled is 42 today.
Wait, who?
DJ Khaled.
Oh, I thought you said I ain't no termite.
That's what he says. That's his famous.
Okay,
He's
well.
DJ
And
Khaled.
what's he worth?
He's a
just-
lot of money.
fine.
Tina Turner's 78. Natasha.
Wow,
I know.
78.
She looks pretty good.
I've always liked Tina Turner. I think she rocks. She's did she give up her citizenship? I think she did. She lives somewhere in Europe, like Sweden or someplace.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
I think so.
Okay. Natasha Bedingfield is 36, and Charles Schultz would be 96, but he's dead. Time for a quick round.
How famous do you have to be before they stop saying would have been? or to get you in the would have been if they lived? 150
or so.
No, I mean, how successful? You have to be pretty
you
famous
gotta be,
to do
yeah,
the would have been
yes,
such and such.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And it's time to play Who Said It? Who said this? I wake up every day and I'm a Puerto Rican girl from the Bronx. Every single day.
John Kerry.
No, but that's a very nice try. It was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Yeah, I know. Crazy, right? And finally, as a public service, we are asking for your help. There is a family in Vermont who is looking for their peacock. The peacock, and we have posted a picture of it on both the MeWe and on Facebook. They're looking
What
for
happened to him?
It ran off with a flock of wild turkeys.
No, he looks deformed.
No, there's nothing wrong with that peacock. That is not a deformed peacock.
It's an ugly one.
Paul Lind, what do you call a female peacock?
Peter, that would be it. Well, we can't say it. Let's just move on.
Say your headline.
Adjust your mojo now. Thank you.
While many in the mainstream media have scoffed at President Donald Trump for weeks because he claimed that the migrants from Central America who were moving toward the United States in large groups were an invasion, on Sunday got to witness an attempted invasion of the U.S. borders by those same migrants. Earlier in the month, the caravan's own de facto government, made up of a few leaders within the group, met with migrants in Mexico City to deliver the message that it was their right to enter the United States and to encourage them to press on. Those same migrants departed Mexico City shortly thereafter, making their way to the Tijuana border. Most likely many of the same people in Mexico City were in the crowd that made a deliberate dash toward the border wall in San Ysidro on Sunday, no doubt testing to see the actions the U.S. government would or would not take. Having easily pushed past a blockade of Mexican police, about 500 migrants of the approximately 5,000 migrants who had been waiting in Tijuana near the border began rushing toward the border wall in hopes of pushing through onto U.S. soil. Tear gas was immediately lobbed at them by U.S. agents before they could reach the wall. Frustrated migrants threw projectiles at Border Patrol agents, which prompted Department of Homeland Security Secretary Christian Nielsen to issue a statement that such acts would not be tolerated. The border crossing was immediately closed to traffic in both directions, and the footbridge for pedestrians was also closed until 4 p.m. By Sunday evening, Mexico vowed to deport all 500 migrants who participated in violently and illegally trying to break through the wall. And that's today's Reality Check with Susan Knowles.
There's a better way to meet people without having to suffer through all the crazies. Weed out all the nutty people with WeThePeople.dating. That's WeThePeople.dating. It's easy to find a liberty-minded match, and it takes less than a minute to create a free account and begin browsing through over 11 million monthly subscribers. Look, we all know the success of a relationship hinges on the core shared values of a couple. So check out WeThePeople.dating. Sign up and start dating today. WeThePeople.dating. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner.
You got me, Brad Staggs. You got me. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I didn't get to the best story of all.
You got me.
I got it.
Yeah, for those of you just listening and not watching, at some point today, you may want to go back to the live stream on YouTube.
I have to power wash my computer after that.
Or Facebook or Twitter. Those are some of our additional live streams where you can see the video, where I had a mouthful of bugles as Brad Staggs busted out a joke that Paul Lind once said. Paul Lind.
Oh, Paul Lind. He was eccentric and
gay.
That too, yes.
But he was hilarious, and I had forgotten about this very edgy joke. And right as Brad said it, I couldn't contain myself and did a spit take of Bugles all over everything in the studio.
And Susie Atkinson Miller wants to make sure that you're okay. She saw it.
So the joke, does it do it justice? Is there...
Let's see.
He asked, the joke is...
football. Can we substitute the word football?
Maybe.
Might make sense if we say
a slang term, a particularly troubling to many people slang term for a part of the female anatomy.
Just the C.
You could do something like that.
Right. So
do you know why they call it that?
Do you know why they call it a football?
Do you know why they call it a football? Have you ever seen one?
I love 5th grade. Best 3 years of my life.
It's a funny line, but somehow Paul Lynn doing it too. Do you know why they call it a football? Have you ever seen one?
Wow.
See, I remember that joke. I remember him saying that. But Brad saying it, I hit the punch. I remember the punchline right as Brad was saying it, too. A mouthful of Bugles.
All over everybody.
It's all over Brad and all over whatever.
This one time at band camp, Doc had a mouthful of Bugles. Thank you, President Toad Sage.
Okay, there we go. Let's move on. By the way, if you have been shoving Bugles in your mouth all morning, if you are like, I love the Bugles. I want to see how many I can fit in my mouth, Peter. Paul, how many Bugles can you stuff in your mouth? It depends, Peter. It depends. There's so many lines I want to say that are offensive, Peter. Yeah, if you can't stop shoving Bugles in your mouth and you have a problem with the sugar, if you're on that white horse again, let me offer you a bit of a suggestion, especially coming off of the Thanksgiving holiday. Try RidUZone.com.
Ah, yes.
RidUZone.com. You go to the website and you purchase RidUZone, and then you take it as directed. Now, RidUZone is a brand new product. It's only been out maybe a year and a half or so.
Yeah, it seems about right. Because I remember when they first came out with it, they came over to the show at the other place, and they were like, hey, try this.
Yeah, it works great. We've so many different success stories from people in the audience, people we know, us. RidUZone.com. It's new. It's not a drug. It's not something fake. It's not something synthetic, any of this. This is something that already exists in nature. And they found a way. It's called OEA. What's that stand for, Brad?
Olesterol.
Very close, very close to just say OEA. OEA that in concentrated amounts can help you lose weight. Even in small amounts, they realized it does have an effect on curbing appetites and also boosting your metabolism. So they found a way to give you a lot of it without drinking 17 gallons of olive oil every day.
I mean, as much fun as drinking 17 gallons of olive oil every day sounds, you might find that it's kind of difficult to do.
Well, and kill you. It may actually kill you to do that
could do
from
that.
the other things, your body. I mean, you end up with a nice sheen.
You really do. And the smoothest complexion.
Very smooth.
Really.
But just try OEA. And what it's going to do is help you lose weight. It curbs your appetite naturally and also boosts your metabolism.
It's a tool. It's a tool when your head is in the right place to lose weight. And it's difficult, especially this time of year. If you've decided, first of all, if you've decided this is the time of year you want to lose weight, good for you. You kind of picked a tough time to do it. You're going to need every tool in the toolbox to help, and that's what RidUZone is.
Well, the nice thing is you're not denying yourself.
No.
You're naturally just going to want a little bit less and eat a little bit less.
Yep.
That's it.
It makes you feel fuller, and it again, it raises that
So this is actually the perfect time right now, Brad, because it will help you from packing on the pounds
if you can lose weight right now during this time of year, you can lose weight any time of year.
I mean, if it just helps you maintain right now, when most of us gain at least a couple of pounds during the holidays, and then you get into first of the year, honestly, you could be, when most people are like, oh, it's January 3rd, resolution already failing, got to lose weight, and all this nonsense, at a time when it's harder and harder to exercise the same way because it's cold out and whatever.
You're already on the jogging track. You're already on the proverbial jogging track.
You could be down 10, 15, 20 pounds by the time most people are losing or failing their resolutions.
Yeah, and remember, it's only, the scientists came up with it's a ketchup packet a day.
That makes a difference.
Those are, over the course of the 20 years or so, 20, 30 years you've been out of high school, those extra pounds you packed on, it's the ketchup packet a day that's done it.
All right, just go to riduzone.com. By the way, I am pretty upset at you, Brad, because you don't think I can do it. I saw you poo-pooing when I said I can write a hit record. First, I text you and you mock me, and I come in to say, and I'm like, you don't think I can write a hit record?
I think it. I applaud your confidence. I don't think you can do it.
What makes you think I couldn't? What would keep you from thinking I could write one?
Well, I'm just going on track record alone, and I mean, have I
ever tried? So what is the track record of which you speak?
The track record of #1 hits, or even top 10. Let's type top 100, top 1,000 hits by Doc Thompson to date is 0.
Yes, but I've never tried. I've never tried, and I've had an epiphany that I believe I can do it. I actually think it's pretty simple. So last night, I'm making my commute, stuck in the car, and just thinking about that song, Making It.
Making It.
Yeah, David Naughton. Remember that guy?
I've got the bag.
Was that 78 or whatever?
It's full of goods. Yeah.
Remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Great song.
And I started rewriting the lyrics in my head. No, the lyrics I wrote were a fail. I just wanted to see the progression of how this all happened in my head here, right?
Yeah.
So I actually changed Making It to Phlebotomist, which is not a good song. I just want you to know.
Phlebotomist.
So I heard the song come on, and for some reason I was like, you could do Phlebotomist. Right? Phlebotomist. Right? Right?
You could. Yeah.
I'm solid gold, right?
Goods.
Right? And then phlebotomist. And I'm taking it. I'm taking the blood.
Yeah.
And why?
Right.
I'm a phlebotomist. So that's what I was thinking, right?
I think that maybe with a hit song, you need to appeal to the senses of the everyday person.
Right. This is very specific.
And most people, I don't
Thank you.
think
Boom.
of the phlebotomist. So I'm just saying I think it might be slightly off the beaten path of.
No, I'm serious about this. I was driving down the road going phlebotomist, and I was like, wow, that actually works, right?
It just has the same number of syllables.
It's not mass appeal, right?
That's exactly
now,
it.
if you are a phlebotomist, if you are at the convention of phlebotomy, is it phlebotomy? Or is it phlebotomist?
I'm going with phlebotomy.
Okay. If you are at a convention of people who partake in the industry or profession of phlebotomy, then you're like, awesome. Your record sales will be huge probably within that. Why wouldn't you be out there, right? You're going to make it at the conventions.
How many phlebotomists could there be in the...
Probably, a limited number.
Yeah.
So
I would think so.
Let's say, I don't know how many there are. It's still limited. So you're right. So that isn't good. I mean, you may love the song. Then you'll get some ancillary people who are not phlebotomists that like it.
Narrow audience.
Narrow audience. So we need to go mass appeal.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes.
That's what you're getting
so
at.
far, yes.
Much more mass appeal. So here's what I'm thinking. Because I was like, that's very limiting, Doc. So what we do is we figure out, we use psychology to figure out what's mass appeal. In other words, I've never tried to write a hit song. Always thought it's got to be kind of difficult. And then I was like, no, you just got to make it. First of all, it's all about the hook, right?
It's all about the hook. It is all about the hook.
Got to have a great hook.
Yes.
The chorus, the hook. Got it.
Yes.
Okay, we know that. Everyone knows that. Okay, let's use psychology to make it mass appeal.
Okay.
That's what you have to do.
Sure. Yes.
Am I on the right track, Brett
I think you
Stacks?
are on the right track. Absolutely.
Now, it would be difficult to make it mass appeal that everybody would be behind something, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think that would be difficult.
So if you could get half of the people who heard the song, half of them to be not only passionate about the song, but I mean uber, off the charts, march in the street, give up everything they have passionate about it, is it a go?
Yes. Yeah. If you get half, yes. If you get half.
If you could get roughly half I mean, that it is that passionate, you are going to sell a boatload of records for that one hit.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think so.
We need a hook, and I haven't fully figured it out yet, that says something like, I have a big penis. Now, Brad, now think about this. You're driving down the road. You pull up to the traffic light, right?
Yep.
And your radio's on.
Yeah.
Are you going to be as embarrassed for people to hear the song if the song is, I have a big penis? Right?
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Let's put it this way. All things being equal. All right. Two songs, exactly the same.
Right.
Both of them presented to the hit parade at the same time. Both of them climbing Billboard's charts. One of them is, I have a small penis. One of them is, I have a large penis. Which one are you buying? Which record are you buying?
Okay, I mean,
are you going to get the T-shirt that goes with it and the bumper sticker? Aren't you going to blare that? Aren't you going to be singing that? Aren't you going to bust a move out on the dance floor to I have a large penis?
Yeah, I mean, I see that
it's done. There it is, a hit record. Boom, done.
I don't know that you want to go quite so. I mean, there's.
Is it clinical? Is that why? Is it too technical of a term?
I think
Should I
maybe
use
it is
Johnson or
just.
something?
I think maybe if you go with Johnson, yes.
I'm not saying it has to be that word. It could be a slang term to jazz it up a little. What are the kids saying? What are the kids calling it today?
Oh, that's a good question. What are the kids?
Got to go young. Got to go young.
Yeah,
Brad, you're right.
Not too young.
Probably
but
not a lot of scientific, appropriately named, a lot of slang in hit songs. So let's change it to schlong. Is schlong still there?
Schlong, I think, does. Yes, schlong is still out there. It sounds a little Yiddish, but
you know who knows who's down with the kiddies? You know who's down with it?
Who would be?
Is Ron Phillips. Ron Phillips is down with the kids. What are the kids calling it today? There, Ron. Is it? Is there a slang term that you know of that's out there? I mean, you got your finger on the pulse of.
Yeah, no, I'm out.
You're not? Well, we'll have to do some research, but still, the concept is solid, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Did you just Google it?
I did not Google it.
Googled it,
I did not Google it.
Do not click on images.
He did not Google it. We could go with Bratwurst.
Might be a little misleading.
Dwinker?
Eggplant.
Eggplant?
Oh, eggplant. Done. That's why Pete Ronsberg is our guy.
Phillips.
Ron Phillipsburg is our guy. Phillips.
I don't know. You might prefer baby arm.
No. But we're in, Brad. It's already got an emoji.
Big Italian salami?
Stop. It's an emoji. Have you seen? It's an emoji, Brad. It's done. It ties in. That's what the Utes are doing.
Dinker.
I've got a large eggplant. Did I ever tell you what's that black guy's name? No, the other one. The other one. The one who was in the movie. No, the other one.
What black guy?
The one who was in the movie with the guy who puts on the Iron Man suit.
Oh. What's the black guy?
He plays the other.
Oh, Don Cheadle.
That's the one. You know, he sent an eggplant to me on Twitter one time.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah. He shook the eggplant at me.
Was it the proverbial eggplant or was it the
emoji?
The tallywhacker eggplant?
Emoji, yeah.
So
it's down with the kids. Brad, there it is. Something about I have, but it has to be possessive.
It wasn't the Willie.
So it has to be possessive. See, then as I walk down the street singing the song. Boom,
okay.
Right? So therefore, and who doesn't want, right? I think this is it. Mass appeal. Because I got to believe even some of the ladies are going to be buying that record, too. You want to know why they're going to buy the record?
Why are they going to buy it? Because I think if you ask women, they might have a different opinion of all of this. I mean, it
doesn't matter.
Okay.
You're not... truth in songs? No.
I don't know.
Right? And so here's what the ladies are going to be. They're going to be buying it for their ex.
Okay.
Just to tick you off.
Oh, okay.
Right?
All right. Okay.
Or they say to you, yeah, I bought my ex the copy of that record. Bought him a download. Is it a download now? Is that how you buy it? Is that what it is?
So again, we're talking about the man muscle eggplant.
Right. And then he's going to say, you bought your ex a copy? You better download 4 copies for me. Right?
I see what
Then the follow-up, the power ballad after that.
Yeah.
Because that's the upbeat. The power ballad is, I've got a larger eggplant. Then you get into the whole thing where you're about him, but you've got me. See?
I don't know. It's just think. Okay. All right. Not a giggle stick.
No.
Eggplant.
So I think it's got to be I've, though. He's not you've.
You. No, okay. I've got, yes.
Or do you do the power ballad as you've, so then you get the ladies involved?
You see, you've got to, you want to, no, because I don't think women think of the Bobby Dangler that way.
Doesn't matter. They don't have to. It's not like they care. They care. It's not like they care, Brad. They only care for the purposes of making us feel like hell about ourselves.
Well, they do
it's
that.
It's very manipulative, and that's the key.
Yeah.
That's, again, not real. You're playing on the emotion of stuff.
You're talking about the Schwartz. I see.
I guarantee you I could have been a pop star back in the day. I've been so inclined. Like, I was the making it David Naughton thing. If you're in the 70s, what do you need? Bell bottoms, some platform shoes, a little vest, and you need to be able to do that spin move.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Right? That's it.
Didn't Travolta do it in there? Not, he did it.
I think he did do the spin move.
He did, yeah.
That's all.
The
spin
move.
Anyone could do that. So I just was never inclined. I realized how simple it is now.
I don't know. I think maybe you might want to go
I'm
with
too old for it now.
Wizard sleeve.
No, I mean, I'm too old for it. So you just, So anyways, listen, I know I could write a record for AC/DC.
Could you?
Yeah. And by the way, as I'm looking this up, Jim Brewer stole my bit.
Who's Jim Brewer?
The comedian.
And which bit?
You know Jim Brewer, the comedian, remember him? He's the one who did, was it Goat Boy?
Oh, did he? Okay, because I used to work with a Jim Brewer, obviously not the same Jim Brewer.
No, this guy. So you look at his face there.
Oh, that guy, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so like 10 years ago, I realized that AC/DC simply, their songs sound, and I love AC/DC. AC/DC is awesome. But I realized that the songs all kind of sound the same.
Yeah.
But the basic sound of the music, that's their signature, got it. Yeah. But the lyrics are so, all you need is a cliche. The classic cliche, like a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, right? And you just do, bird in the hand, 2 in the bush, done. Boom. Next AC/DC hit.
Actually, that's pretty good.
Then another one.
That's pretty good.
Stitch in time saves 9.
Stitch in time
saves 9. Right, it works.
It does kind of work.
Early to bed and early to rise. Healthy, wealthy, wise. Done.
God, that does work.
Winner, winner.
Wow.
Winner, chicken dinner. It does not matter. It all works.
I got to hand it to you there.
I realize this. I remember talking about this on the air.
This does make sense.
Am I right? It works. It absolutely works. And then Jim Brewer.
And Matt Locke's giving it the thumbs down, which means
it works. What does he know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I write my hit record. So he'll come in.
They're going to miss you.
Then Jim Brewer busts it out, and he's great about it. He's right. I just thinking he stole my bit.
Guys are like 50. And none of them are above like 3 feet high. Angus Young for an hour and a half.
Shaking his head.
But the best is Brian Johnson. He comes out. They can take any song. They all sound the same. It's always the same concert.
Right?
But it rocks. They can take the hokey pokey and tear it up.
Ready? That's it.
They gotta come out like, put your left foot in.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your left foot out. Put your left foot in. Then you shake it. Shake it. Shake it all
Right? It's awesome. They've got their formula
really
down,
does,
Brad.
yeah.
It's all formulaic. That's all
true.
I'm saying. You can
That's
get this
a good
thing
point.
done. So I think we need to try to write a hit record here.
Okay. Well, now that you've made it sound so simple, I'm in.
Of course it is. It's simple. It's music.
At
it's
first,
so
I
simple.
thought it would be difficult.
There it is.
Now I know it's
all
easy.
about the formulas, how you get this thing done.
Why are
I
we
think that's
doing this every morning?
That's why I brought it up. This is our moneymaker. This is our big, we're going big on this.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
I'm in then. I'm in. And by the way, blah, blah, blah.
I love the blah, blah, blah.
Doc could save time rewriting Sir Mix-a-Lot songs, replacing big butts with eggplants.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's good. By the way, if you have a title suggestion for us, something, I will take it.
Oh, I don't think you should throw that out there. I mean, I can't think that they could possibly, this Jackhole Nation, come up with any song title.
Listen, I know Song McSongface is going to be up there,
Yes.
and that's fine. We'll entertain that. You know, maybe that's the way to go.
Uh-huh. I'm not saying I want to see them, but I kind of want to see them. Am I right, Brad Staggs?
There it is.
Yes.
So
yes, exactly. You are right.
that's our moneymaker, Brad. That's what I came
like
up with
it.
last night in the long commute. So there you go.
Were you drinking again? Or was it the heroin this time?
I didn't stop. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to do it again if you don't stop. Confucius say AC/DC song is electricity for old folk sayings.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I see what he did there. I kind of
right.
like that.
By the way, do we know when we're going to play the Right On game? It's coming up soon, right?
When we're going to play it?
Yeah, we're going to do a special broadcast where we play it.
We are? I mean, we are.
The
Yes,
Right
we are.
On game is a cool game. What is their slogan, Brad?
Because mocking the left is so right.
Feels so right.
That's what I just said. Feels so right.
Isn't that a song?
It
Feels
says
so
it
right.
right there. Feels so right.
Yep.
That's what I just said.
Mocking the left.
Mocking the left feels so right.
Told you.
It's,
Yeah, this is it's a cool game. You want to offer some suggestions? Some cards from the game.
You lovingly nicknamed the fastest cook at your diner, Speedy Gonzalez. See? See, that would be considered to some
Race baiting.
race baiting. It's like I have this little voice in my ear telling me what to say. It's so strange.
It's such a fun game.
To keep the
It's
Black
such a
Lives
fun game.
keep the Black Lives Matter crowd from showing up at a police fundraiser, you advertise it as a jobs fair. This is edgy. Edgy. So we're going to get buttered up, smoke some cigars, and play this as a special broadcast just to show you how much fun the game could be. If you want to find out more about the game and maybe purchase it now so it'll be available at your fingertips to play it during holiday gatherings that are coming up over the next month, go to rightongame.com.
The more buttered up you are, the better the game is.
By the way, it's not it's rightongame.com.
It's rightongame.com.
Right on game, RIGHT. Rightongame.com. Order a couple of them today.
While being interviewed by the local news about how your city is handling the spring flooding, you stated, it's all about controlling and then fixing the dikes.
Trigger warning. We'll explain how it is played. These are just some of the cards that come up, and there's a whole bunch of them. I gotta believe they had to get drunk to write these cards.
Oh, you hire dozens of Hispanics at your company. However, you have a speak English only while on the clock policy. It's just so wrong. But it does feel.
You didn't congratulate the career welfare recipient when you learned she was expecting her 8th child.
That's.
You snuck into your daughter's room and took her participation trophy. It will never see the light of day again. You sent a participation trophy to a socialist senatorial candidate after his defeat. Oh, these are going to be fun. And there are stacks of these as well.
Yes.
Anyways, find out more at rightongame.com, rightongame.com, and then prepare yourself because within the next week or so, we are all going to get, it'll be a special broadcast in the evening sometime.
Brought to you by the whiskey, Texas whiskey. No doubt.
Yeah.
That's we can get. Yes, we need a secondary sponsor in there.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I think that'll work quite well.
Nice lady and a great game. Rightongame.com. Perfect. But like I said, seriously, order now. I mean, this is such a great price point too. It's not, it's not $50, $1,000 or something like that. It's a good price point on it. Rightongame.com.
How much is the price point?
I don't know.
It's good to see you did your homework.
Check it out.
Is it the Right On Game or just rightongame.com?
Right on game, RIGHT
Which
on
one is it?
game.com.
Which one is it, Ron?
Rightongame.com.
There is no D at the front.
How much is it? There what? There's no D? What? Did I say there was a
the? No, the.
No, the.
No, the at the front. It is
So
just
there's
right
no
on
the.
game.com.
So if I was entering, I wouldn't enter THE.
It's $25.
That's a good price point.
It's a good price point.
It's a good price
game.
point.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and there's specials if you go to the website. There's some other cool stuff or whatever. So $25. Think about this. You can buy
nude pictures of Doc Thompson at their website.
You get several of them, and your holiday shopping is complete, or you take care of a bunch of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those things. Have 4 or 5 of them at the house. You put away, so you always have a gift. Somebody comes over, that type of thing.
Yep.
And this is good to give to conservatives because they're going to have fun with it, or it's a trigger for people on the left.
That's the one thing that came out of the marriage that was worth a crap, was the gift drawer.
Yeah,
that's one thing the ex-wife taught me.
So
have a box of have a drawer.
So $25. You order now, and you have several of them, so you can play it during the holidays. And people are like, "Oh my gosh, that was so much fun!" And you go, "Here's your gift.
Here's your party gift.
Done.
Get out."
So so they even have specials where you can save some more money if you buy in bulk as well. Right on game.com. All right, comments coming in using the hashtag What I Learned Today.
Tainted Salad Sleeve. Making an AC/DC hit is as easy as writing a script for a Hallmark Network Christmas special, because the plot of every Hallmark movie is about a career woman who's too busy for love, but she has to move to a small town where a handsome local bachelor teaches her about the true spirit of the holiday. It starts snowing and they kiss. There's also a dog.
Starring the incomparable Meredith Baxter Burney and Valerie Bertinelli.
That's right.
Judith Light's in about 60% of them.
Yeah, when she's in between other projects.
Right.
She's working on those. Didn't
Meredith Baxter Burney come out as gay?
No, I thought she just came out as having her ex-husband beating her.
No, I think she wasn't being the.
Wasn't she married to some guy who was beating her?
That was in all the movies.
Oh no! Well, I thought it was in real life.
I know she starred in My Breast.
My what?
I think it's My Breast.
My breast.
Breast.
My breast.
Breast, like boob.
My boob.
My breast.
My. What about my breast?
I wanted to say my left breast, but I think I'm confusing it with my left foot.
What? Don't confuse the two.
I'm serious. I think so.
You're sucking on my toe.
So, anyways, yeah, that's
my. Breast.
I think she did.
Google
it. Google it right now.
Hold on. Let me go to Yahoo so I can Google it.
And just type in Meredith Baxter Burney. Make sure to get the Baxter in there.
Is it
she worked
Bernie?
hard for that.
B-I-R.
Sure.
Bernie.
Yes. And do gay.
Gay. Meredith Baxter Burney. Gay. Meredith Baxter's lesbian lover. TV led to a secret.
There it is.
Wow.
I told you.
On Oprah calls girlfriend the healthiest relationship I ever... That was in 2011.
That's what I know. See, and you didn't even know about it.
She's been a lesbian all this time, and I had no idea.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
She's reasonably hot.
Maybe we regroup and come back with something completely different next.
I found a picture.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
Breaking news this hour at townhall.com. I'm Wally Hines in Washington. Mexico's pledging to shore up security near its border with the U.S. after local authorities arrested 39 migrants following a peaceful march that devolved into chaos. Mexico's Interior Ministry says it'll deport those who tried to violently enter the U.S. from Tijuana. U.S. agents fired tear gas to stop some migrants who tried to breach the border. The driver, accused of killing a woman during a white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia last year, is headed to trial.
James Alex Fields Jr. was known in high school for being fascinated with Nazism and idolizing Adolf Hitler. He's charged with first-degree murder for allegedly driving his car into a crowd of people protesting against white nationalists in Charlottesville, Virginia in August of last year. 32-year-old Heather Heyer was killed, and dozens of others were injured in the incident.
Ben Thomas with that report. NATO's calling on Russia and Ukraine to show restraint after the Russian Coast Guard fired on Ukrainian naval vessels, wounding 6. Ukraine says its ships were in international waters. President Trump returning to the campaign trail later today to boost a GOP candidate in Mississippi White House correspondent Greg Clugston has that story.
The president will hold 2 Mississippi rallies this evening for Republican Cindy Hyde-Smith ahead of tomorrow's U.S. Senate runoff election against Democrat Mike Espy. The Trump campaign announced it will hold a 5 p.m. rally in Tupelo, followed by an 8 p.m. rally in Biloxi. Hyde-Smith and Espy are vying for the final 2 years of a 6-year Senate term. Greg Clugston, the White House.
A NASA spacecraft's 6-month journey to Mars is nearing a dramatic grand finale this afternoon. The InSight lander will attempt NASA's first Mars landing in 6 years. And the space agency has only about a 40% chance success rate in doing that. News and analysis at townhall.com.
Take the pain out of ordering your diabetic testing supplies with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to you when you need them. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive is so convinced that you'll love their service, they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code DOC, D-O-C, at checkout. Diathrive.com. That's DIA Thrive.com.
We've arrived.
What do you mean?
We've hit the big time.
What are you talking about?
I didn't tell you. We're live on MoJo 50 now.
Oh, that. I could have sworn they were just pulling a fast one on us.
Either that or someone at the top has had a mild stroke. Regardless, we now have to make a promo.
Okay, well, that seems simple enough. How long does this have to be?
I was told that we need to take about 60 seconds or so and tell everyone about ourselves.
All right. I was born in a blizzard in the bleak hours of the morning in November.
No, I don't think we need to go back quite that far.
All right, then. I'm Steven.
And I'm Dylan, and we're hosts of the Defenders of American Exceptionalism,
or DOAE show for short.
And we are live Wednesdays and Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on MoJo 50.
We go through the politics of today and how it affects the culture and vice versa. And we try to bring it back to the Constitution and the principles above privilege.
You know, I feel like there should be a shirt made with that on it.
Yeah, we already have that.
Oh, so don't forget to check us out. Defenders of American Exceptionalism live Wednesdays and Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern on MoJo 50.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American-made and serve those who serve us, our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com, use promo code DOC, and get 15% off your purchase. That's neverforgottenapparel.com.
Ship has landed.
All right, it's an odd morning. I'm going to go ahead and admit that. It was a long weekend, long Friday. Thanks to everybody who helped out on Friday by sharing our videos. Huge success. We knew Friday would be successful. It was just a matter of how successful. We ended up getting tens of thousands of extra views and clicks and listens and everything else. Tens of thousands of extra just on one day.
And
so
timeline bans.
Right. Yeah. So it helped promote us, which that's a solid thing. And along those lines, because of all those shares and clicks and listens, it means that all those people that took part got all those extra ears and eyes and helped promote their businesses. Many of them that we know that reported to us saw sales, significant sales on just Black Friday. And that's with our budding little media company here, that if we continue to push this in the next few years, it'll take on a life of its own.
Push it real good.
Yep. So that'll be even more significant coming down the road. We ended up getting a bunch more donations.
Yes, and thank you
to our crowdfunding and promotion, and
several of them rather large, and I mean, talk about humbling.
Honestly, thank you so much. We appreciate that. We had a guy, somebody in particular had challenged me on that and asked about, I always appreciate that.
And a rather lengthy email. Yeah,
and I understand to saying, listen, you're a capitalist. So I was a little, I can't remember the word, but paraphrasing, disheartened to see that you had a crowdfunding thing. Listen, I'm a capitalist, absolutely. And I don't believe in charity or, big government helps, too much of a social safety net, anything like this. The difference here is this isn't mandated by government.
Right. It should be, but it's not.
That people give us money?
Yes, it should be mandated that people give us money.
Yeah, it's not mandated by government. And that's my biggest problem with welfare is that I want to give to who I choose to give to.
Right.
To whom I choose to give to.
And remember, the government has to take the money from someone else before it gives it to somebody
Welfare
else.
is at the point of a gun, essentially.
Yeah.
You have no choice.
Nope.
They take your money in taxes and redistribute it.
Yes.
Whereas us saying, hey, can you help a brother out? You have the choice to say, no, I don't like what you're doing, or I like what you're doing, but I don't think it has value. I just don't want to give to you. I'll let somebody else. Whatever the reason, you don't have to. And it's us saying, although we're capitalists, we're trying to give you as much value as we can for the products. If you see value in it, then go ahead and give us some cash. If you don't, as well. This is not a long-term project of saying, hey, just donate money. But even if it was, that is a business model.
Yeah.
Where there's only several business models you can have. Either pay to listen, in other words, before you can listen, you've got to subscribe and we give you a code and a whatever, or via commercials.
Advertiser-based or subscriber-based.
Or I guess another one could be pay what you want, which would be more of a free subscriber-based.
Take
like
a
restaurants.
penny, leave a penny.
Right, but then there's been restaurants who say, hey, pay us what you can.
I'm so tempted if I see those, though, to give them $1. I'd like eggs, bacon, coffee.
More bacon.
Lot more bacon.
Well, and there's a difference
And
between
here's
pay us
$1.
what you can, pay us what you want. Those are different, too. I get real literal on that. Pay us what you can. Well, wait a minute. What can I pay? I only have $1 with me, but I do have a charge card that's charging it. And then do you mean pay what I can based on society? Well, compared to some people, I could pay a lot more, but some people I would have to pay. That gets
and then you get exhausted to the point where you fall asleep in your bacon, and you end up spending the night there, and you really owe more money, so it doesn't really work out so well.
And then there's pay us what you want.
Right.
What do I want to pay? Nothing.
Or I may want to pay you $1,000, but I can't pay you $1,000. All I have is $1 on me, and it would be immoral to go into basically credit card debt to pay you. So I'm going to give you the $1. That's
so a little bit of that model as well. So this is short lived. In fact, the campaign's only up for another week or so. You want to help a brother out? It really is just a commitment to helping us out so we can grow a little bit quicker. If we can maintain what we're doing for the next 6-8 months, it will grow to be self-sustaining,
at that point,
and everything will be great.
We'll be able to skip town with all of your money, and you'll never hear from us again.
Right. It's not about us taking any money for ourselves as far as that goes, or paying ourselves a salary, because we're not.
Wait, what?
We're not. That's the reason you haven't gotten a check.
Damn it.
Do you think it was being direct deposited and people were just stealing?
All this time, I thought, okay, man, I'm here early, staying late, getting the money in my account, and I keep wondering.
Now, someday it may pay off for us, but right now, not so much. But hopefully you see value in that. If we grow, everybody does well, and we will give far. I mean, Friday alone, we gave far more back in advertising and helping people. Not that it's a tit for tat. I'm just laying it all out there. So I understand. Just understand. It's not a, throwing our values aside or anything like that. We're not forcing you to take part in charitable giving.
Although if that's what really gets you, your jollies, we will force you to do whatever it is that, as long as you have a safe word and it's not eggplant.
All right, moving along here. Please get your comments in all across social media. By the way, if you do want to donate, all you have to do is go to MoJo50.com. You'll see a place up there. The campaign's only it's under a week now. Is it Friday? I think it's done Friday.
Yeah.
So this is the final days you'll hear us talk about it. If you've been wanting to give $10, $20, whatever, go to MoJo50.com. You can also set up reoccurring if you want to, pay along. Well, because you know what it is? Some people say, you know what, I want to support your platform, and I'd likely support your advertisers, but I don't necessarily need any of those products right now.
Oh, come on. You know you
Well, no, think about this.
You want it.
Think about, they've already signed up for Patriot Mobile a month ago.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have any pain, so you don't need Relief Factor.
Right.
You're healthy doing something like that. You have a bunch of firearms, so you don't need Tar River Arms. Heart's doing fine. You don't need to. You see what I'm saying? You could easily say, but I want to help out. So some people said, I'm going to set up giving you guys $10 a month. I used to give it to other platforms, whatever. I'll just go ahead and give you $9.99 a month. That's up to you. That's great. You appreciate it. Again, you don't have to. That's fine. But anyways.
It'll help. Can I clear something up real quickly?
Yes, please do.
Bob, blah, blah.
Love the Bob.
Just tweeted, Brad is a closet Salt and Pepper fan. No, I am not.
Push it. Are you pushing it?
I like Salt and Pepper's hit.
Which one?
Push It. Is that? Did they have more than one?
What is I want to shoot something.
Keep going.
I can't think of it. How
Keep going. You got it.
I want to shoot. I want to.
I think that's it. That's it. That's it. Come on. Sound it out.
It's at the beginning of that movie with that guy.
Yes.
The one with in the red suit.
Yes, that one.
Shot a bunch, but he heals. What's that guy? The Marvel one.
I'm just going to say I like their song.
They had another one that was a hit.
Okay, I like that one too. So I'm not a closet fan. I'm right out there in the open.
You know what? Never mind.
And now, the totally acceptable racist joke of the day.
How do you starve a white person?
I don't know. How do you starve a white person?
Put their food stamp card under their work boots.
This has been the totally acceptable racist joke of the day.
Because white people are lazy.
Right, yes.
We know that.
Yeah, and they'll never pick their boots up, their work boots to put on.
Right.
Lazy.
So you put their EBT card under their work boots.
And they'll never see it because they never put those boots on.
All right. So, yeah, if you do want to help out that way. If you just want to help out by our advertisers, supporting them because you like to, support the advertisers so we can keep funded. Or if you really want to try their products and services, because they do have some good ones, like Relief Factor, as I mentioned. Relief Factor is something I first tried probably 2 years ago. I get to my buddy Brad Staggs. He'd been doing the commercials for a while. And I got him and I go, my sciatic is killing me. And Brad says to me,
hey, take this bag. The first one's free.
And I said, yeah, okay, crazy man. And like a week or so later, I was like, I'm like almost walking with a cane. Almost.
Did you try it?
And I was like, no, it's just my sciatic. I've had trouble before, and in the past I could just stretch it out and it'd be fine.
Right.
And it didn't work. And like a week later, Brad's like,
hey, how's your sciatic doing?
It's horrible. It's terrible.
Did you try the Relief Factor?
I didn't. And then he's like, here is a bag.
Take it.
Take this.
Please.
And I had it for about a week and still didn't try it. And Brad's like, okay, open your mouth. Here, take these. Put these in your mouth. And now take them.
And then I said, now try the Relief Factor.
And it was awesome.
Yes, it was.
And 4 or 5 days right there, I was like, wow, my sciatic feels so much better. And Brad goes,
must be the Relief Factor. That's the number one reason that most people, that anybody who says, no, it didn't work for me. Well, did you take it as, well, no, I took like a packet for, a week. And no, you have to take it as directed, which is 1 packet twice a day for 7 to 10 days.
My mother-in-law did the same thing. I've told the story on the air. It got a couple months down the road. And my wife's like, my mother-in-law's, she'd been feeling better for a month or more. Right. But, of course, it casually comes up. She doesn't actually say, wow, you helped her. Said, feeling much better now. And I said, great. Relief Factor. You think that's what it was?
Go figure.
I don't know. Have her stop.
Yeah.
That's what I did, honestly, with the sciatic. 3 times. I stopped one time, tried it again, and was like, all right, come on. Same thing, flared up again, boom, tried it again. And so I have a solid track record of sciatic. And what happens is when I run, it's gotten worse and worse as I get older. I must be that nerve becomes inflamed or something. I say that I don't know for sure, just I know Relief Factor helps with inflammation.
It gets all swollen.
But that's the whole basis of Relief Factor.
It's an anti-inflammatory.
There it is.
It's not magic. It is science, but here's the beauty of it. It's botanicals, and it's omega-3 oil, and it's not something that...
Which is, by the way, much better than omega-2 oils.
Oh, yes, yeah. They're working on the omega-4. They'll get there one day.
Until they do, though, omega-3 is the way to go.
So if you go to relieffactor.com, you order the 3-week quick start pack. It's less than $20, same as downtown. And if you try it as directed, right there on the package,
it'll probably work.
Take a packet twice a day or as directed by your physician. It's kind of funny because some physicians... especially if the Western medicine... well, we don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Listen,
if you take that, does that mean you're going to keep coming back to me? No.
Yeah.
No, then don't.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Just try it. See if it works for you. If it does, order more. And if it doesn't...
don't order.
Don't order more.
Relieffactor.com. Just before the Thanksgiving holiday, the president... it was during that time, I can't remember when his first tweet came out, around that time, on Thursday, the president had challenged the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals and said it was basically an Obama court. Mm-hmm. Now, folks, this is not shocking news.
The Ninth has always been wackadoodle.
They're way out there. I mean, and if you're on the left and think that they are right on, if you left on,
right,
if you're progressive and are like, this is a good thing, this is how they should be, then maybe you support them being crazy, and that's fine. But you cannot, whether you're left or right, pretend that the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is not progressive. It just absolutely is. Everybody knows that. You know how you know people on the left also know that the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is on the left, is progressive? Because that is the court they use to push some of these challenges.
Yes, that's what they do.
If you're out there with a progressive group or organization and you want to challenge something, challenge a current law that you want to, whatever it is, you want to get an injunction, you need to find a sympathetic judge, go to the Ninth Circuit.
Yeah.
Everybody, they know that. We know that they do. Again, you may think it's good that they're that way because you're on the left, or you may be on the right and think it's bad that they're that way, or, like we all should think, they should base their rulings on the Constitution.
That's just so crazy.
But regardless, the president was at least somewhat primarily right when he challenged them that they are the Obama court. Stop it. Stop ruling on your own personal crazy-ass progressive ideas or your crazy-ass extremist conservative ideas and rule on the Constitution. Personal freedoms. Done. If they actually did that, and if you are confused about the Constitution, well, what do they really mean about this? Read some of their writings. Read the Federalist Papers. Read other writings, personal writings and letters, and it's pretty obvious. When you, for example, the Second Amendment, listen, what it meant was a well-regulated militia, like the military. Okay, that's one of the claims. How about this one? Listen, it was for hunting and what. If you simply read writings from the guys that were around at the time and helped craft it, people who had a philosophy like maybe Thomas Jefferson. What did Thomas Jefferson say about the Second Amendment? The beauty, and I'm paraphrasing, the beauty of the Second Amendment is it won't be necessary until they try to take it away. Did he mean deer? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
It clearly was primarily to keep an oppressive government, or keep from a government becoming oppressive.
Yes.
Not impressive, oppressive. So when you do that, all of that goes away, all of that nonsense. You should not be interpreting the Constitution or finding out if a law or deciding if a law is constitutional based on the writings of non-Americans who have written on behalf of other laws, or like members of the Supreme Court who've said, well, we looked into British common law and decided that, no, that's a failure. That's not what you should be doing. You want to look into the writings of James Madison, father of the Constitution? Good idea. Good. If you're confused about the Constitution. So, having said all that, President Trump was correct. Now, was it wrong for him to call out the judiciary?
Define wrong.
Inappropriate? An overstep of power? Threatening our republic because of separation of powers? Becoming totalitarian, a dictator, a despot? Is it in that vein, Brad?
I think it is what it is the it's the natural state of things now in society with social media.
I don't think it's wrong for a president to express his opinion on the judiciary and rulings from any court. It's not wrong. It's not wrong at all.
He has his opinion.
It's not wrong for, yeah, he has his opinion, first of all. It's not wrong to speak the truth. It would be wrong if he tried to infringe their powers.
Yes. Yeah, if he did something official that infringed on their powers, that would be different. Just saying something,
So short of that, Brad, give me a scenario where the president chastising the Supreme Court or other courts where it would become trouble. Let's say like Trump did. He tweets something out or he mentions one court being particularly biased. That's opinion.
Right. Well, it's not necessarily the court. I'm just recalling when President Obama was criticizing the cops in, was it Cambridge? They did something, clearly they acted stupidly.
Yeah, that was clearly, I don't have all the information, but they acted stupidly.
I don't know what I'm saying, but they acted stupidly. So it happens. This is the age of social media, and everybody has an opinion and an account.
So opinion, think about a president having an opinion and he expresses it on social media or an interview.
Yeah.
Well, the Supreme Court ruled on that. I think they got it wrong because ...
Right.
It's not wrong. If he wrote an op-ed, if he backed a documentary being produced, again, still all opinion.
Yes.
So short of him doing something that tried to truly infringe the powers of the judiciary, what would be inappropriate? What would push the envelope where he expressed his opinion? The only thing I can think of is if he publicly gave a dressing down to a court or a judge. If on a panel or something where the judge couldn't speak back, where he lectured him, that's where you really start pushing it.
Yeah, but
even that's still acceptable.
Even there, couldn't a judge on his own personal Twitter account come right back at the president? I really haven't seen that much.
Okay, right. But if there was a scenario where a justice just had to sit there and take it,
right?
That's the pushing it part, right? That's the only area where you really start pushing it when it comes to opinion.
Yeah, and everybody can...
Like during the State of the Union when President Obama chastised the Supreme Court while all of them were sitting there.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
Which is worse?
That's a good point.
President Trump calling out the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals for being progressive, which they are, offering an opinion. President Obama chastising them in the State of the Union while they sat in front of him, unable to respond.
Right. Didn't they have? Did they not? I'm now thinking about that. Did they not cut to the a camera shot of the Supreme Court sitting? Or did they?
No.
Or did they?
They did a wide shot of them all sitting there in silence because they had to, and then you got to the whole debate of Alito saying something like that's wrong, mouthing that's wrong. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember there was something about that. So many things.
Somehow that's been forgotten in this whole thing.
Well, and a lot of things that Trump has done that mirror or can be compared to Obama actions are conveniently forgotten.
So Chuck Schumer, so everybody melted down because when he said that, Justice John Roberts then stated that the president is wrong.
Mm-hmm. And he did it on Twitter, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's true. So here's the thing. That clearly shows that you are still the independent judiciary because you were able to comment, reply, say you're wrong, offer an opinion.
And you're not in prison.
And then should you, as a Supreme Court justice, be getting into a public debate with the president? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to say an independent judiciary where they're silent and they don't get to mire down in the politics, guess what you just did? You just entered the political arena by challenging presidents, senators, and congressmen have all been political. This is who they are. The Supreme Court is supposed to be, as much as we can, be above politics.
Right.
That's the reason they generally do not comment on these things.
Right.
But you've seen the Ruth Buzzy Ginsburgs and the Sotomayors and the Kagans being very political, and now John Roberts. Okay, right?
Yeah,
so there's a bit of a failure there.
He did it on Twitter, too.
Then Chuck Schumer comes out and says, this is his quote, His tweet, I don't agree very often with Chief Justice Roberts, especially his partisan decisions, which seem highly political on Citizens United, Janice, and Shelby. But I am thankful today that he, almost alone among Republicans, stood up to President Trump and for an independent judiciary. As a senator, if you support an independent judiciary and it comes with a critique,
right,
you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Do you see the irony there?
Yes, yeah.
And he called him a Republican.
Yeah.
Really? John Roberts is a Republican? I thought you were neither when you are a member of the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
You mean appointed by a Republican? That's very different than saying he's a Republican. And you're praising him for being part of the independent judiciary, for challenging the president, when part of the point of being independent judiciary is you don't get involved in those things. But it also shows that it's still independent because he can.
Yeah. And no one's in prison. No one's been buried under the prison. No one's been silenced, muzzled, or otherwise quieted
So
down.
what this boils down to is, once again, politics.
Yes.
And the double standard of look at what that guy's doing, which is inappropriate. Meanwhile, I'll do something similar. Very frustrating.
Yeah. Well, and it's it wasn't Roberts who came out and defended Obamacare.
Yes, he may have written both the
affirmative and dissenting opinion.
Yeah, he likely did both. There is no way that anybody who truly believes in the Constitution,
right,
like John Roberts is supposed to, agrees that mandating Americans take part in commerce is constitutional. Yeah. There's no way. It absolutely goes against the spirit and the letter of the Constitution, and he knows that. He may have had some grander scheme because it's good for America and people need help. Whatever it is, fine. It's wrong and it's not constitutional. But if John Roberts is defending or supported, which ended up being upheld as a tax, Obamacare, it sounds like John Roberts actually is pretty political in the thing and not on the left.
Pretty stunning. Pretty stunning.
What a cesspool.
Yes.
All right, I get a quick break in, come back with more on this, your Daily Mojo.
Happily promoting the 4 F's: freedom, faith, free markets, and fun. MoJo 50.
Wow. Hey, guys, Ron Phillips from the Conservative Cartel. I want to tell you about a new weight loss product that's quickly becoming part of our MoJo 50 family. Okay, so it was launched by this Texas company who have taken the good stuff in olive oil and created a patented product that helps people control their appetite and lose weight. That's right. It's also a big help to keep the weight off. In a 6-year study of former contestants from The Biggest Loser, you remember that show? It showed that when you lose weight, your body actually thinks something bad has happened and it fights back by slowing your metabolism and boosting your appetite. Rid-U-Zone, that's R-I-D-U Zone, contains a patented ingredient that has been shown to boost metabolism and reduce appetite while helping you burn fat. If you are struggling every day with cravings, try Rid-U-Zone. It makes it so much easier to control your appetite and not think about food all day. That's my problem. For a short time, we have a 30% off deal for our show. Just go to riduzone.com and enter code MATT. That's M-A-T-T. Again, that's riduzone.com. R-I-D-U-Z-O-N-E.com. Rid-U-Zone.
You cannot retreat to your safe spaces. There are no therapy poodles allowed when facing the truth. And that's just how we like it. Straight, hard-hitting, conservatarian truth. On the rocks. No chaser. No marches. No protest. Only small, limited government, constitutional conversations. Exclusively on MoJo 50. We get into foreign policy. We get into national politics. We get into constitutional, libertarian, conservative ideology. We put the brakes on the media spin by destroying the lies, dismantling the narratives, and bringing you the stone-cold hard truth. Every weekend on MoJo 50. Join me, Adrian Slade, for a raging hour-long discussion, deconstructing the headlines and delivering you the entire full story. Only on MoJo 50. Live free.
Comments now. All you have to do is get them in on the MeWe, the Twitter feed, or the Facebook as well.
The Wild West.
It is. MeWe's just so funny because it's taken on something completely different. I mean, it's comments about the broadcast or whatever, but it's its own, I don't know, entertainment platform. It's just...
Well, here's one. Ethan Blount over on MeWe. Where can I listen to the Building America Marathon? Couldn't get it all in. And I know that Ron over there has...
Who?
Ron Phillips. He's the...
I don't know that.
He's the guy that sits over there.
Oh, yeah, him. Yeah, of course.
Where does he... where can he find the Building
You can find
America?
it on Spreaker.com. That's
Okay.
the audio. So all 12 hours are out there. It's going to be...
Do you think Ethan can take all 12?
It's three
I don't know
separate
if he
files.
can. He might be able to take all 12.
Yeah, 3 separate files. And it's on YouTube, the video of it, except one of the files from YouTube is blocked worldwide.
What happened?
Because we played some music that wasn't supposed to be on there, apparently.
What happened?
Oh.
YouTube blocked one of our video files because we played the Eagles.
No. Right now, I just kicked in probably their algorithm on YouTube and probably
I think I can go in there and remove that audio because it was just during one of the breaks. But
yeah,
but think about, and it was literally what, 3 seconds, maybe 4,
maybe 4.
So YouTube has sophisticated enough, but think about what they think about that. They can sit there and I guarantee it was no person going, aha. It just ran through some machine.
It's actually 9 seconds that they picked up.
So it ran through some machine, something that looked at the audio signature of it and went and pulled it right on.
I'm glad they're there. I'm glad they do that.
Are you?
Because I want to make money off my song. I don't want people, playing, my eggplant song down the road. I have a
huge eggplant
down the road without me getting paid for it. So I'm glad that we've got to get an expert on that can talk about music licensing.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It is. Years ago, I was.
And look, there are a ton of digital networks like our radio station that do not license the music.
Right.
And we believe that the artists are to get paid for what they've done.
I mean, I've always So that's the reason
we did. We licensed our music. It's just that the Eagles don't fall under that license
for that one platform.
That's
YouTube.
exactly right.
So you hear us playing songs, and we'll do more and more of that stuff. We went through the process, and we pay them hundreds of dollars a year for it. And it varies. But the system, years ago, I had this idea for kind of a name that tune type game. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to put the hooks together so you'd get it and you'd play the little clip of the song and whatever. And start putting it together. And I'm like, okay, you got to get music licenses. Mm-hmm. And I went down the rabbit hole of investigating music licenses.
Oh, I bet that was fun.
It's crazy. Yeah. First of all, it is expensive to license music depending upon what you're using it for or the platform. But the other thing, you will not beat the music licensing companies. You will not beat them.
Oh, no, not in
You're
court.
talking about if they try to sue you for using the music.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you will not win.
You will not win. It does not matter. It does not matter your claim. It doesn't matter if you have a contract. You will not beat them.
That's like the music licensing and the IRS. Those are the two.
No, honestly. And I say that because I remember that it was some weird scenario when they initially set up the music licensing laws and got them passed. It's tried in like some real specific court out of
The Hague.
No, out of like New York, but it like normally that doesn't happen. It could be tried anywhere, whatever. No, this automatically gets dumped, and it was all this protection. It gives them an amazing amount of power. I'm not even saying I hate the manipulation. That part's wrong. But I'm not saying it's wrong that they would, make sure to protect themselves and the artists. Because music licensing, make sure the people who write the music get paid. That's what that comes down to. It's just fascinating when you realize how ironclad it is. So to get somebody on to talk about that would be pretty interesting.
Well, and Tainted Salad Sleeve asked, how can YouTube block a video for 9 seconds of music when fair use is 20?
I don't know. It's
you know how? Because they can.
Well, and because fair use doesn't actually, it's not a deal anymore. There was a point in time in radio where you could play less than 30 seconds of a song and be clear.
Right.
And then at some point, when it like 8 bars,
that doesn't happen anymore.
Bars?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it's changed.
So so it changes.
So anyways, it's really interesting. But yeah, we got licensed for it or whatever, but it still does not apply to something like YouTube. That's something different we have to work out, but we're getting there. We're getting it done. By the way, speaking of getting paid, I believe people ought to get paid for their work. I value what people do. Doesn't matter what you do if you do a good job. Now, some things are going to have different values. Like, for example, MoJo Wild Rice. The products at MoJoWildRice.com, an amazing value. We should be paying far more for the products at MoJo Wild Rice when you consider the quality and also the taste. One of those rare situations where it's good for you and it tastes great. Did you try both the bowls? What did you try on Friday?
I attempted to try both of them. I don't know how you were able to put away 2 or 3 bowls of MoJo Wild Rice on Friday, and I think I got 3 spoonfuls out of the sweet bowl, and literally that's all I had time to put in my mouth.
Brad, I've been doing this a long time, my friend, a long time.
I do not know how you were able to do that, because I sat here, stared at it, and go, oh, I sure would like that.
So Chef Patrick made 4 or 5 different bowls or styles of bowls. So in the morning on Friday, he brought in just the bowls where it was a blank canvas, rice, and then you jazzed it up for breakfast.
Yes.
And through all the different things I've made with MoJo Wild Rice, it's Minostalgia, but just go to MoJoWildRice.com. I've not simply just put a bunch of breakfast stuff in it.
Right.
Like you would do, like maybe top eggs with it or something like that. You know, with eggs, you use that as a blank canvas. At times you put bacon and cheese and whatever. So he made, for me, because I didn't have time to stand up and go and do it, some bacon, ham, cheese, and a fried egg.
It looked that was
all
awesome.
It was. Amazing.
And you ate it in about 30 seconds.
It was so good. And then I made him go get me another one.
I don't know where you put this stuff.
So anyway, so I just, you cut up the fried egg, and it was a little bit runny. So, it was awesome. Then later he made one. Oh, he also made sweet ones in the morning.
Yeah,
Which I think he gave you with berries and banana.
I had the banana and the blueberry. It was really good.
A little bit of cream, or if you're more health conscious, you want to do that, put a little almond milk or something. Amazing. You put a little honey, extra sweetener. That was great.
We're all going to die. You might as well use cream.
Later, he made one. It had, I'm trying to think everything that was in it. I know it had the tomatoes. He seasoned it up. But did you try that one?
Yeah, toward the end of the day,
he had a little bit of sriracha and chicken.
Yes.
And,
that one.
Cherry tomatoes.
Somehow I was able to have a bowl and a half of that. I don't know how, but I did.
I commuted home Friday night after the little shows, right? And before I left, Patrick hooked me up and he goes, "Hey, I made you another rice bowl for the commute." And I was like, "Cool." And he even really sriracha'd that bitch up.
As he kissed you on the way out the door?
He did. He packed my lunch, kissed my cheek when I left. He put a bunch, because he knew he was going to be driving, want a little heat there, keep you awake, a little spice, had chicken and a different flavor profile.
And
awesome stuff. It was good. Just go to MoJoWildRice.com. Try this superfood, this only native grain in North America, the wild rice from Minostalgia. And you can also try all of their other healthy and I say healthy because they don't have, like the jellies and jams, you don't have all this weird chemicals and stuff in it.
And I like a good whipped honey every now and then.
It's honey and fruit. You see, like strawberries, sugar, salt, real simple stuff. Whipped honey. By the way, she called yesterday. She's looking for you. MoJoWildRice.com. It's MoJoWildRice.com. Try it today.
DMXDM, who, by the way, was here on Friday as well, said, "Sorry, guys, that video was blocked because of my huge contract with RCA." Oh, wait, that was the other Dave Matthews. See, because his
real name is Dave Matthews there.
That's the DM.
We announced something on Friday that I'm not sure everybody got an opportunity to hear, so we'll go ahead and let you know here, and you're going to hear a lot about it in the coming months. It's something that I have tried to accomplish for several years. Maybe you even recall me teasing some things on the air and saying, "Hey, I got something really big coming up." And it never panned out. It was not for a lack of effort on my part. Over and over. It was not for a lack of effort on sponsors' parts to be involved. It was simply, for some reason, never accomplished by forces beyond me. And I'll leave it at that.
There you have it.
For now. Anyway, it is an amazing idea. It's something that hopefully will accomplish a lot of good for a lot of people. And those people are veterans. We are going on tour for 50 days, 50 straight days. It's the MoJo 5050 Tour. Go to MoJo5050tour.com. We will broadcast from each of the 57 states?
It's 57 states, yeah.
Each of the 57 states in 50 days. Mm-hmm. It's grueling. We will not take weekends off, any days to relax. We'll get in the car, drive to the next state. And most of those trips between states are 5-6 hours. There are some that shorten down to get East Coast a couple of hours.
There's no car. It's a bus.
It's a bus.
And we're all on it for 50 days.
To put it into perspective, the bus company that we are likely contracting with, we talked to the guy and he was figuring out numbers, and it's expensive. We've got a huge expense to get over. You're thinking taint, I know.
I wasn't, but thank you for bringing it up.
He says, he goes, okay, so let's figure this out. How much it's going to be? It's so much per day, and then you have to figure in the driver, and you have to do all this stuff, and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, so let's see, you're doing 50 days? And we said, yeah. So he goes, let's start with 65 days. And I said, no, we're doing 50 days. He said, yeah, but I mean, you got to figure in your days off, so that's some weekends at 50, 65. And I go, no, we're trying to keep price down, plus it's only 50 days. He goes, you can't do 50 days on the road straight. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you're doing a show every day. He said, yeah. He goes, you have to have days in there. He goes, nobody has ever done that. Nobody does that. He goes, bands take a day off, even if it's once only, every 4 days or something. And I go, no, we're doing it. He goes, you're talking speed metal bands out of Sweden. He said, the most they'll do is come to the U.S., do 20 days in a row, burn themselves out, but do them so they don't have to pay for one extra day of the bus and make as much money as they can. They fly back to Sweden.
Yeah.
He goes, nobody's ever done this. And I said, well, that's what we're doing.
There's a reason.
He goes, holy moly, you guys are going to kill yourselves. This is going to be great.
And it's for that reason that I will be auctioning off my position on the bus for 30 of those 50 days to the highest bidder.
And it's going to benefit veterans charities to help promote us along the way, of course, but to raise money and talk about some of the failures that exist still in the Veterans Administration, which is coming up quickly, a bunch of those stories.
Yeah, I still think we ought to have a film crew follow us for like a reality TV series, because about a week into this, we're going to be beating each other's ass. I'm just saying.
You give it a week, huh? That's the over-under?
That's over-under.
I'm going with the under.
You take about 3 days.
I'm just picture beating Ron's ass.
Yeah. That's day 12.
More like a whooping.
We're all going to have to, on the last day when we're over vacationing finally, we're all going to have to become friends again.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
I picture it like this. Ready? Day 1. We're on tour. This is great. We're helping veterans. Day 2. Shut the hell up! I'm going to kill you! Shut up! Day 3. Wait. Day 3.
Day 4. It's quiet.
Wait. It's eerily silent.
Day 4.
They get static on their radio that morning.
We've placed them into an induced coma until they survive their injuries.
Hopefully the brain swelling goes down.
Right, exactly. So yeah, it's going to be 50 days. I honestly think this is going to do a lot of good. Like I said, we hope to raise hundreds of thousands, maybe even $500,000 for veterans and veterans charities. But I really want to tell the story of individual veterans to let you know how many veterans are suffering right now and how the VA still is not doing what they're supposed to do. Still. The history of the VA is, and even before the VA, the Veterans Bureau, and even predating the Veterans Bureau, if you go back, we have never fulfilled our promises contractually or morally to veterans. We've not even come close. Literally, under the Obama administration, veterans were killed. Here's the thing. They're still being killed by the VA. It does not know party affiliation. It does not know presidents. There are some presidents who truly love the military and truly care more about the military. I think President Trump cares more about the military, honestly, than President Obama. I think Reagan cared more about the military than some. They all still failed.
It's the government.
And that's why. Those that truly are motivated to do some good and help the Veterans Administration, their hands are tied. I've documented what President Trump did by firing some members of the VA, some people that run the VA, and they were reinstated. So this has to be a systemic change. It must go through Congress. It must be passed as legislation, and we must stop protecting bad workers. That's one of the main things we have to do. Folks, we can scream about the Veterans Administration over and over. It will not change unless we tell the stories of the veterans who are suffering.
Yeah.
That's...
Bring a face to it.
You have to bring a face to it. In our court of public... Folks, there was the perception that a woman with no proof may have had a guy, possibly 30 years ago, at a high school party, wrestle her to the ground.
No, just lay on top of her on the bed and fall off the bed with her.
And people donated $1 million to a woman who probably doesn't need the money. Why? Because she was seen as brave and we told her story. Shouldn't we be doing that for veterans? I mean, there's lots of veterans who are doing fine. God bless you. Thank you sincerely. They should all be doing fine. PTSD is devastating right now. Mental health issues, I've told you about all these massacres, some of them with guns, and we keep talking about them. It's mental health. I mean, we can call it, different names, people that are challenged with mental health issues, different types of them, fine. But we know all that comes down to how people are doing, how stable they are. A lot of factors. Economics goes into it. Well, we can change this, but we have to show those veterans and what they go through. It's too easy to say 22 veterans kill themselves a day. Wow, that's horrible. But when you get to know the person, if it was your cousin, your husband, your wife, your aunt, somebody that's suffering like that, you know it because you feel it. You know that person. So when we go out there and say, hey, it's not just the number 22 or 70 or 150 a day that kill themselves. It's a person and another person. That person has a name and a family, and now you're going to know them. So we're going to take this bitch on the road, and we're going to tell the stories, and we're going to do 50 days in a row. It's going to be grueling. We're going to raise a bunch of money, and we are going to kick the VA's ass. That's our plan. If you want to help us, we can certainly use it. We're going to kick off this tour about Memorial Day weekend, probably on Memorial Day, but based on logistics, the bus, when we get it, where we pick it up, where the tour stops are, it'll be sometime around Memorial Day weekend, and we'll go 50 days in a row. Now, we have laid out our tentative tour stops by city. Just go to MoJo50tour.com because it's our 50-50 tour. MoJo50tour.com, and it's the number 50, the number 50, 50. That. You'll see the tour dates. Those are tentative, or tour stops. Those are tentative, meaning we can adjust those and go anywhere in that state, if we have to. It'd be better if it's in the region, but we can adjust if, in fact, there is money involved. We can be bought for veterans.
Yep.
So here's how this breaks down. Every penny we bring in on this tour, right off the top, half of it goes to veterans charities. That's before we pay the bills, which is a pretty damn big gamble because the expense of renting a bus for 50 days and the gas and the driver and all of this is gargantuan.
Because those things get like 40, 50 miles to the gallon.
No, they get like half mile to the gallon. Yeah. And you're talking about renting it for 50 days. I mean, almost 2 months. So the price tag of the bus alone and the fuel and the driver and everything, just that alone is going to be about six figures, about $100,000 right off. And then there's ancillary expenses that could put our budget 150 easily. But we know it'll be about six figures right off. So we say right off the top, before we pay any of those bills, 50% of that goes to veterans charities, and there will be multiple ones that we will have laid out. We're going to vet them because some veterans charities are shady. We want to make sure to spread it around and get some good ones in there. That'll be a half a dozen to a dozen. It'll all be at the website eventually. So it goes to those. Then of the remaining 50%, we pay all of our bills. And then the rest goes to keep the lights on here.
And we've already had emails from people just about everywhere saying they want to take part somehow and help us in the tour stop in their city, et cetera. So
yeah, if you want to help, you got a place. It's actually, I can give you some of the prices right now. This may fluctuate by a couple of $100, something like that, but it'll be around $3,000 to have us stop at your business for the entire promotion that day, whatever that tour stop is that day. So if we're in Walla Walla, Washington for that day, it'll be at your business for whatever those hours are, 6, 8, 12, whatever it ends up being. And the bus will be there. We'll bring the Dog and Pony Show. We broadcast from that business. You want to bring a brass band down from the local high school, we'll put up banners. We'll contact local media there, have other stations there if they're willing to broadcast. We're going to put all that stuff together. That's the circus to promote. And again, it helps your business and you're raising money for veterans. The price for that is going to be about $3,000. Now, here's the good news. You're like, $3,000's a little rough for a business. Half of that is a tax write-off right off the top.
Yeah.
And you're donating to help veterans.
Yep.
So if that matters, writing that tax write-off, good. So you take those taxes from somewhere else, something you don't believe in, and put it to veterans right off. So now you're talking about that promotion being around $1,500?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good deal. We also need a couple of title sponsors to put on the side of the bus. We got a couple people that are interested, and then some secondary sponsors. You just want to sponsor along the way, live commercials. It's all coming up. We need to put that together in the next 60 days. If you can help, go to MoJo5050tour.com. That's MoJo5050tour.com. And contact us. Say, hey, I got a business. We're interested. We're going to start filling in those blanks. If you think you're interested, remember, logistics matter. So if you want us to be in your town, logistically, as everything else fills in, it could be more and more difficult or even impossible to get to your town if we filled everything else in on the map sooner.
Yeah. And we're willing to write your name on the side of the bus with a big Sharpie. Huge Sharpie.
Yeah, that's going to be more than $3,000. But again, you get to write half of it off in taxes on your taxes right off because it's a charity. So all of that's coming up. We're going to need your help promoting it or whatever. And then you come out and hang with us when we're at the stop. We'll broadcast. We'll do the whole thing. It should be pretty exciting. And that's coming up next year. It's MoJo5050tour.com. That's MoJo5050tour.com.
What do you mean it's let's go?
All righty. Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot something. Kill the music. Hold it. Hold on. Almost forgot something. By the way, you can also help veterans by going to dogtagfurniture.com.
Oh, well, there's that. Yes.
Dogtagfurniture.com and get one of those beautiful wooden flags that end up helping veterans' funerals, helping pay for veterans' funerals.
I'm going to grab said flag and bring it over to me.
Yes, dogtagfurniture.com. Beautiful wooden flags that you can get. That help benefit, again, help pay for, because it's a charity, 501c3, helps pay for veterans' funerals because, unfortunately, veterans do not get a big, what's he doing? A big allotment to pay for their funerals. So as a veteran passes away, their family is on the hook for $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. I think the average funeral is just under $7,000, which is crazy. Veterans.
Tell them how big it is. The flag.
The flag is... I don't know. What is it? How big is it measure?
4 feet.
It's like 4 feet by 2 feet, something like that. Foot and a half. It's big. They're beautiful. I don't know. I'm not going to tape measure with me. Just go to dogtagfurniture.com and find out for yourself. I'm sorry. Is it .com or is it .org? It's .org.
.com, I believe.
No, it's .org. I screwed it up. Dogtagfurniture.org. Forget the .com. Forget that. Go back and erase the entire thing. Dogtagfurniture.org.
Okay.
Now we can
What do you mean it's let's go?
All righty. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. The end of your Daily Mojo. But before we go, as always, let's find out what we learned today. Brought to you today by dogtagfurniture.org, not .com like that .com like that fool on the radio just said.
Well, either one gets you there, just so you know.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I tell you that. You're welcome.
Today I learned that as a senator, if your support of an independent judiciary comes with a critique of the judiciary, you're doing it wrong.
Yes. Yes, you are.
We learned that you can look for my upcoming hit single this coming spring called I Have a Large Eggplant. It's going to be big, man. It's going to be big.
Huge.
We learned that sugar is the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of the food world. And we learned that Jim Brewer stole my bit that I stole from someone else. That was stolen from Steve Allen.
Yes.
Brad Staggs, what, if anything, did you learn today?
I learned that if indeed Kylie Jenner is worth billions, she's saving every single dollar in her butt. Have you seen that thing lately?
No.
It is huge.
I don't like the ghetto booties.
I'm not a big fan of them either. How do they all end up with such a huge butt?
I mean, listen, a little bit's good.
No, but this thing is like deformed huge.
Yeah, that's fine. And listen, everyone likes their different things. I mean, the bigger the better for Ron. He wants ghetto booty. He is the sole man of this.
Yeah, I know he's
broadcast platform. That's fine. That's
just weird.
So it makes the world go round.
I also learned the migrant caravan is taking their cues from The Walking Dead. Still question that story. I learned that when the mayor of Tijuana starts claiming a humanitarian crisis, the world is becoming a very, very dangerous place.
He's like, wow, it's really bad here. Oh, okay, great. Thanks.
And you've got the donkey shows. Just saying. Yeah, so that's what I've learned today.
What, if anything, did the listeners learn today?
Well, over on MeWe, John Kloppenborg, the third, not the second or the fourth, he learned that God does hate us all, Brad Staggs. Clop 316 says, for God so hated the United States, yet he promised to not flood the world again, so they bestowed upon the land stupid Democrats that spoke lunacy quite frequently.
I don't recall that.
I don't know. That may be.
Is that the new Bible interpretation, the New World interpretation?
That's the new King Bob edition. Bill Dumanche learned that the Kardashian makeup worth $1 billion, selling it to some other ugly-ass Kardashian-looking trolls just like downtown.
Yeah, sure. That's actually the King Dave version.
Yes, King Dave.
Hey, what's up? It's the King Dave version.
I'm Dave. What's up? Architecturalist at 3D Pixel Pro learned Doc and Brad and me, we evolved radio into the 21st century to be interactive.
Yes, that's right.
That's damn straight. Over on the Twitter, Free Range Prisoner. So if you're doing a 50-day bus tour across the country, I hope you stay true to form and lease the short bus. Hey-oh.
We're taking several short buses.
I see what you did there. I'm not sure I like it.
That's pretty funny. That's actually because it's offensive.
William Beck learned, I can't wait to see MoJo 50 drive a bus to Hawaii.
Who's that?
William Beck.
Yes, there will be additional transportation to get to Alaska and Hawaii.
Come on, you've heard of the Bradley fighting vehicle. It can float, it can be on land. We're taking the Bradley fighting vehicle bus.
Imagine the bus company, they're like, whoa, just so you know, doesn't go on water. Want to warn you knuckleheads now. So
all you got to do is get down there and pull on the giant electrical cord that goes all the way to Hawaii and pull yourself the whole way there. Let's see. Tainted Salad Sleeve learned, I don't remember Chuck Schumer having a problem with Chief Justice Roberts' decision on Obamacare.
No, he was fine with that one. You know what I have a problem with, and that is the new numbers on procrastination, because I didn't get to them today.
Doggone it.
It's very frustrating, but here's what I'm going to do. Here's my plan. How about we just start tomorrow's show with them? Is that good?
Good idea.
Hey, what does Matlock have coming up today?
Oh, it's amazing. Have you not seen what he's got coming?
I have no idea. You say that, I can tell already.
Incredible.
I'm sure it's something spectacular.
Oh, it is. It's beyond spectacular.
Remember, today's Daily Mojo is a service of Ron Phillips production. Sic Semper Tyrannis. Good night, Steve Cannon. Wherever you are. Anyang, now you go home.
Very good. Very good.
Did he change his name?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Now let's put film in the camera and start this thing the right way.
That wasn't real?
No, that was a rehearsal.
Oh,
good rehearsal, though. All right, people, back to one. Back to one.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.